Welcome, welcome. We are just gonna play some music and start a timer as we wait for the rest of the people to come in, okay? Thank you for being early. We love that.
Safe room party out of Cancun, fucking with the Coinbase Pro, got Zcash. Fucking with the 𝘊𝘶𝑉𝑗𝑡 out, got a free bag, and I'm on the blockchain, burning on blockchain. Damn, this shit some octane. Chillin' at the house game, then I hit the trap spot just to get some bands off. 20K in the loop, down the mad off. All coins in the red, I'ma get them half off. A young nigga, hit a lick, selling piece half off. I'ma go to Mars on niggas, I'ma blast off. I'ma hit.
And they wonder why I'm so bullish.
I told them I'm wealthy, I prove it. They don't even know what to do with it. Energy, profits on profits. My cup running over, I can't even stop it. Shit, Lord with a blessing. I'm done with the stressing. Yeah, told my mama we made it. Ain't no more waiting and no contemplating. Yeah. Foot on the gas, shit, we on the way. I'm done with the patience. XRP to the moon. Everything new coming soon. You ain't never seen it this cool. You don't even know what I did. Shit, you won't even do what I did. Dollar cost average in. How the hell you think I got all this lavish shit? I ain't never sold my soul. Young having all this gold. Always reaching my goals. Young niggas stay out the way. I ain't got time for no hoes. I keep reaching my dreams. I keep doing my thing. I keep rocking my bling. Screaming out money ain't a thing. I'm blessed, therefore I cannot complain. Shit, I'm feeling groovy. This shit a movie. They wanna film me. Shit, I stay in my lane. I do not complain. Don't know what to do with me. The burden is heavy. I'm feeling the weight from all of this jewelry. Shit, it all came from crypto, and they wonder why I'm so. Never doubt it. Tell him make king can't live without it. You ain't gotta ask how high I'm climbing. Only me and God gon' talk about it. Do what I did, shit, I highly doubt it. Blessing my fam, shit, I'm all about it. I never make time if you acting childish. You can catch me on an Allen styling. Came here to win, I ain't acting modest. I'm a self-made scholar, never needed college. Everyday fresh, nigga, I'm the stylist. Get money work for me, uncommon knowledge. All my friends wealthy, man, the money piling. You ain't gotta ask when you see me sliding. I be everywhere, I ain't known for hiding. I've been doing this since I was a toddler.
We going bullish. We going bullish.
Nice one.
Keeping it on X close to me. Bullish family was supposed to be. Buying crypto like it's groceries. Crypto works to me. Blockchain was supposed to be. And I ripple the track. We chit and we chat. We count all the stacks. Stellar Moon Cat. Got a jetpack. V-chain and stash. Fuck all your cash, we don't want that. Bullish content keeps me content. Meditation, see the vision. Digital currency is gonna win, and I'm bullish. Swift like a fish, hit it or miss. We in spaceships, blasting off. Elon Musk going to Mars.
Ain't bullish, we so bullish, global bullish, not so bullish. Shit, we so bullish, movie bullish. Hit it or miss, I'm on my shit. Out in spaceships, we in space, going to moon, blasting off like.
We going bullish. We going. We going bullish.
Ain't bullish, we so bullish, global bullish, not so bullish. Shit, we so bullish, movie bullish. Hit it or miss, I'm on my shit. Out in spaceships, we in space, going to moon, blasting off like. It's a movie, baby, yeah.
𝘨𝘂𝘀 on the beat.
Investing in Bitcoin is you should only invest what you're going to hold for 4 years or longer. And ideally, it's generational wealth transfer. And then you should dollar cost average into it.
I'm a walking crypto nigga, you can call me BTC. You talk hash shit, I talk acid, so it's nothing new to me. Walking like I talk it, so my peoples call me 𝘵𝘶𝘵𝘂. Bulling on the blockchain with the Bitcoin, these the newest streets. Bought the dip and kept on dipping, now you getting liquidated. Niggas think it's sweet, think it's a lick, but then get violated. Dollar cost average and then I have you buying now and later. Try to keep it simple, comprehension before compensation. Pricing, trading places, placing trades and stacking faces. Take the paper, P to P it later, then I cop some vapors. Then I cop some ether. Miners running hot as heaters while I'm laid black blowing reefer. Pass it to the left, the chief. People claim they teachers, but they really selling people fluff. And I know we don't use the term no more, but man, these niggas huff. Call they bluff, asking for the details, but it ain't enough. That nigga sus. Expect the most and get the least and still get flushed. They tell you what to do, you follow through and still blow your account. You paying monthly, losing money, patience steady running out. When niggas hungry, shit gets funny. That's when they start showing out the road to freedom that seems hidden, but I keep on showing routes. I've written books to show the way. Literatures and NFTs, super cheap. Show you how to discharge this on OpenSea. I ain't saying roll with me, I'm just saying use the info. Play it right and check it back, my nigga. It's just plain and simple. Put them on the crypto, it was cheap. They thought that I was tripping. $20,000 airdrops, the money you been missing. Ain't no competition. Generational wealth, what I'm building. Yield farming, staking, passive income. Broken nigga isn't. I'm a walking crypto nigga. You can call me BTC. You talk hash shit, I talk acid, so it's nothing new to me. Walking like I talk it, so my peoples call me 𝘵𝘶𝘵𝘂. Bulling on the blockchain with the Bitcoin, these the newest streets. Bought the dip and kept on dipping, now you getting liquidated. Niggas think it's sweet, think it's a lick, but then get violated. Dollar cost average and then I have you buying now and later. Try to keep it simple, comprehension before compensation.
Cost for the average person, if they dollar cost average into it as a strong long-term store of value, they'll be fine.
All right, all right, all right. Man, I am so excited. So you guys, welcome, welcome. I see some new faces. Oh, I don't see the faces, but I see some new names. My name is Coach Millie. You can find me on Instagram at I am Coach Millie. The Millie is short for millionaire because I believe that is something that we can all be. Okay, we all have millionaire minds, which is the name of my consulting business, where I help folks with grant writing as well as social impact strategy. And I've been blessed to receive a grant to run this program, Pain to Power. So for those of you that are not yet familiar, Pain to Power is a drop-in series for Black youth that are aged 12 to 29 that are looking to sustain as a creative. So being a freelancer, being a creative, that can be hard sometimes to make a living out of it. But I believe that if we're not living in our purpose, we are dying slowly. We do not want to do that. So when I had first quit my job at the hospital, I didn't have a plan. And I went into a lot of different avenues based on things that I was interested in to see what could be profitable for me, what could help me express the pain that I was feeling, going through what I was going through. And it brought me to many things, one of those things being the world of Web3. And there's so many use cases to what you can do with blockchain. So the blockchain bay herself, I am going to make her the host, the real artist Gemini, and then she is going to lean into blockchain and how we can use it um, for whatever we'd like to use it for. Okay? This is a new tech. It is something that you're going to see more of, and so I feel like we should be a part of the conversation, and she's going to lead us into that conversation. So Gemini, go ahead.
Peace, peace. How is everybody doing? I hope you guys are having an amazing morning. My morning has been very busy. And please feel free to drop anything in the chat that you want to ask me during this presentation. I will tell you guys that blockchain technology is not a 2-hour type of a conversation because it gets very technical. But I will try and cram all the information that I put together for you guys in the amount of any amount of time that I have so that I can best serve you guys. Okay. So just a little bit about myself. We're going to kind of do like an icebreaker. Let me see if I can share my screen. Let me put share really quickly. Let me just do my entire screen. Please let me know if you guys can see my screen.
I can.
Okay, cool. I will not be able to see. Okay, I see you guys on the side of me. But just a little bit about myself. I have a background in entertainment, in sales, and really whatever I had put my mind to back when I was in my early 20s. I am 31 years old at this time. Thank God I was able to make it and see today because I've been through a lot of things in my life. I pretty much got into this information by joining a group. It was called the BWO. They were going over trading and things of this nature. This is when 2020 hit and COVID was going on and everybody was looking for a way to make some passive income because we were at the house. We couldn't work anymore. So I had to figure it out, right? Just like everybody else. And from that group, I then watched Brother Rich's page. If you guys are familiar with Black Magic, I then seen Chicago Crypto Bully. He is my mentor. He's been my mentor this entire time. And that is how I got into the realm of blockchain and how it drastically has changed my life. Probably not on the outside as far as how some people think it could change your life materialistically, but as far as knowledge base and applicability, because this information can take you into doors that you never thought that you could get into. Just by knowing the fundamental aspects of what is going on with this new technology, right? So I do want to do like an icebreaker type of a situation. I will be playing my video. Let me know if it is too loud. So this will be my presentation. I have interactive engagement, so I do want you guys to participate. Please do not be shy. I love to have fun with you guys, okay? So let me just go ahead and play this video for you guys. Let's get the energy up. Let's get the energy up. If you guys can put in the chat your name, where you're from, what state you live in currently, so I can just get a little bit about who you are and who's wanting to take this class, because there's a reason why you chose to take this class today. All right. So this is the icebreaker activity, okay? So I need some volunteers to tell me what they think blockchain means in their own words. Now, this doesn't have to be the textbook version. It could literally be whatever you feel like you need, however you feel or think that blockchain is, let me know. If you want to drop it in the chat, drop it in the chat. If you want to unmute your mic, please unmute your mic and let's get it. Any takers?
I want to answer, but
Yes.
I feel like I should let other people guess first before I answer.
Okay. Because we all have, it does not have to be textbook version. This is not a quiz, y'all. I just want to see kind of where you guys are as far as what you know. If you want to take a jab at it, you can go ahead.
For me, the word that comes to mind when I think about blockchain is um, accountability.
Mhm.
Like just off the strength of records being able to be stored. So I think storage, I think accountability, I think peer-to-peer network. Those are the words that come
Mhm.
to mind if I had to define it in words.
No, 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 no. I absolutely love that. Okay. So all the terms that you use, I did create a PDF. I did want to send that out. I'll probably send that out after this because I want to take down everybody's email so I can share my input. Let me see what's going on in the chat. Maybe that was okay. Let me read the chat real quick. Toronto for Coach Millie, Atlanta from what's going on, Jen? And Judith from Toronto. All right, it's nice to see you guys. Thank you. Thank you for joining me this morning. But like she was saying, blockchain. When I think of blockchain, I think of immutable, again, peer-to-peer. I think cashless system, right? Now, do we want the textbook version or do we want an analogy version? Drop it in the chat. Because if you guys want the textbook version, I can tell you the textbook version. If you guys want the analogy version, I can tell you analogy version so you have a better understanding. But just to sum it up, blockchain is like a super secure online notebook, right? I'm gonna give you the analogy. It's a super secure online notebook, right? Where every single transaction gets recorded. Now that's where transparency comes into play. Now, once it's written, nobody can erase or change it. All right. So that's the analogy. As far as the definition, does anybody want to take a guess at the definition? Drop it in the chat if you know. Drop it in the chat if you know. So blockchain is like a special kind of we got some new ones. NYC, Jasenia, what's going on? Both. Analogy first. Okay, cool. So blockchain is like a special kind of online record book that stores information safely and publicly. Now, every time something happens, it adds a new block to the chain. Now, once it's there, it cannot be changed or erased. That's why I said immutability, like immutable, right? Has anybody ever recorded anything at the county? It's just like that. When you go and record something, put something on a record, it's the same thing as when you go and you start transacting on a blockchain, it stores it as your public record. So everybody has access to this information. So you cannot hide anything. You cannot change anything. Some people say it's a bad thing. Some people say it's a good thing. I think the people that think that it's a great thing, like people like myself, is because we have been in an era where there's been a lot of private institutions, right? There's been a lot of private blockchains, right? We have no access to that information. The only people who have access to that information are the corporations and administrators. And just because you work for Wells Fargo or just because you work for Chase Bank does not mean you have access to that information either. Because there's a chain of command, right? If you're kind of in the world of cybersecurity, you know that nobody will have the public or the private key except for the people that are being sent those public and private keys. Okay. So thank you guys for doing this icebreaker with me. I'm gonna be just randomly checking in chat throughout this video. Okay. So we kind of already went over the next slide, right? Hey, I like to have a little fun in the morning. Hey, we did this activity just now about what was blockchain in your own eyes, in your own version, right? So we can kind of skip on to the nitty-gritty. All right. So again, a blockchain is a distributed immutable digital ledger that securely records transactions across a decentralized network. Everybody know what decentralized mean, right? Yes, sir, no. Each transaction is grouped in a block, cryptographically linked to the previous block. Now that's for the adults. I don't know if there's any kids or preteens in here, but I did make an analogy for the kids, like how I mentioned earlier. The blockchain is like a magical notebook that everyone can see, but no one can erase. Every time someone writes in a book, like buying or trading, right? That order book, it gets locked in with a special code and added to the next page. Again, if you're in the world of cybersecurity, you have kind of that type of a background. We know that a ledger means AKA a list. So that's just a bunch of lists grouped together within the code that changes and connects to each block, right? There's a huge computer that has to solve these problems, right? And those computers minimize R, right? We don't have to do any of that because the computer does all of that for us. So we kind of just got it easy over here on the blockchain. But when it comes to doing operational blockchain thing, that's where I'll talk to you guys about that later. But it's using a secure voting system, financial transactions, and ownership proof for digital assets. So if anybody likes to do NFTs, if you're an artist, if you do music, if you write books, if you are a teacher, if you are a coach, if you're a mentor, right? The blockchain is for everybody. It doesn't matter, right? Because you want to have ownership and proof of your work. We know what copywriting is. We know what trademarking is, right? But we also know now we have an option on the blockchain. So activity, time, real world examples. Let's go to the next slide. Okay, so here's some examples of blockchains, themselves, okay? So you have Bitcoin blockchain, you have the Ethereum blockchain, you have the XRP ledger, which is a blockchain. Then you have the Monero blockchain. So I do want to show you a couple of these, especially Bitcoin, right? Let me go to the top because I can barely see the screen. So if you go to bitcoin.org, I suggest everybody, if you've ever purchased Bitcoin, I don't care where you purchased it from, and you never actually went on the bitcoin.org network, that's a problem. Why is it a problem? Because that means you're just buying into something that you know nothing about because everybody else is doing it, okay? So Bitcoin is a peer-to-peer electronic cash system. Everybody knows who Satoshi Nakamoto is, right? The Bitcoin white paper published back in 2008. And here we are in 2025, and Bitcoin is how much right now? I think about $95,000 per Bitcoin, right? So I'll get into white papers and stuff like that a little bit later, but I did just want to show you this page. If you've never been here, I suggest that you come over here and you get acclimated and you actually start doing your own research on what this is. Let me see if I go back. There we go. Get started with Bitcoin. Bitcoin is an innovative payment network and a new kind of money. So we know what paper dollars are. We know what gold is. We know what silver is. Can somebody give me an analogy for what Bitcoin is? In retrospect of coming from a paperless dollar that has no value, because we should know by now that the dollar is a debt note because we're $1 trillion in debt. If you ever seen a debt clock, we're trillions of dollars in debt. So all we're doing is circulating debt notes to one another. Nothing is getting paid off. Nothing has any real store value or it is not valuable, right? I can go to the store right now and I can't buy anything with $1. Literally, like everything probably is more than $1 itself. Welcome for whoever's coming in the chat. Welcome. Put your name in the chat. Put where you coming from and what state that you live in the chat, okay? So I would consider this to be like digital money. So you know how you go, I've never personally did this, but I know some of the students do this when they go on Roblox and they have the Roblox bucks, and then they're able to pay for whatever it is on the internet with their Roblox bucks. So it's the same thing. You come over here, you use your cash to buy Bitcoin, and that's converted now into a digital asset. Okay. Of course, Roblox bucks are not valuable. Well, valuable to the kids and valuable to that asset of the game development. But as far as being able to grow wealth with it, of course not. But Bitcoin is. All right. Now we have the Ethereum blockchain. Does anybody know what the Ethereum blockchain is? Somebody said, well, V-Bucks. Yeah, them V-Bucks be killing me, bro. You love them V-Bucks. Hey, this is Alexander, located in the DC area. Peace, peace to you. Peace to you. Thank you for joining. Thank you for joining. Does anybody know what the Ethereum blockchain is? Does anybody know what the XRPL chain is? Anybody know what the Monero chain is? I think Monero is very interesting. So if you guys don't know about privacy, if you like privacy, then you would love Monero, right? Monero means money. Private, decentralized cryptocurrency that keeps your finances confidential and secure. Now, this is not like most blockchains, right? Because you're able to see your transactions, right? So if I send you some Bitcoin, right, I'm able to send you a transaction identification, right? My receipt. If I send you Monero, it's like I never sent you anything. So that's where privacy comes in. So let's just watch this quick little video. Can you guys hear this video? Please let me know if you can or you cannot. Uh-oh. Okay, so I guess my internal volume is not working here. All right. So let's just go over this. Let's find some facts about this. I'm really looking for the white paper. Let's just go back. All right. Monero is the leading cryptocurrency focused on private censorship, resistance, and transactions. The majority of existing cryptocurrencies, including Bitcoin, as I mentioned, and Ethereum, have transparent blockchains, meaning you can see everything. Transactions can be verified and or traced by anybody in the world. This means that the sending and receiving addresses of those transactions, we're going to go over this later, could potentially be linked to the real world identities, meaning my name is Ashley. I sent it's Judith. I sent Judith $50, right? Worth of Bitcoin. I know that I sent that to you because it's publicly recorded on the blockchain. All right. Now that could potentially be linked to the real world identities. That's you identifying who I am and I'm identifying who you are. Now, granted, that address does not say my name is Ashley. It is a fixed string of numerical, right, and alphabetical numbers and letters. That's my identity as far as a transaction goes. It's not really my name unless I go in my wallet and I say my name is Blockchain Bay or something, right? But the government or whoever does not know that's my name. So I'm just saying that just to get that clear. Monero, on the other hand, uses various technologies to ensure the privacy of its users. So they do have a wallet. We're going to go over wallets. Monero transactions are confidential and untraceable. Unlike selectively transparent alternatives like Zcash, y'all must be OGs if you know about Zcash, okay? Monero is the only major cryptocurrency where every user is anonymous by default. So again, you're not going to know who sent what unless it's me and you. It's peer-to-peer, it's business to business. You know what I sent you. I know what I sent you, but nobody else is gonna know nothing, right? So if you're a person that likes privacy, this is a blockchain that I would highly recommend for you. The sender and receiver and amount of every single transactions are hidden through the use of three important technologies: stealth, addresses, ring signatures, and a ring CT. A way to hide the amount sit in a Monero transactions, a group of cryptographic signatures with at least one real participant, but no way to tell in which group is the real one, as they all appear valid. Automatic one-time addresses for every single transaction. So every single address is going to be different. And this is automatic one-time address for every single transaction. Okay. So when we're talking about cryptographic anything, just know that has everything to do with security. Everything to do with security. Okay. I kind of have a background in cyber security. So cryptographic means, just remember, short version, means AKA security. All right. Because every transaction is private, Monero cannot be traced. This makes it a true fungible, which means property of a currency whereby two units can be substituted in place of another. Merchants and individuals accepting Monero do not need to worry about blacklisted or tainted coins. So I just wanted to go over that with you guys, but I do want to go over the XRPL as well. Now, this is one that I really heavily invest in. Now, disclaimer, this is not a financial advice video. I'm not going to tell you what to invest in. I am not advising. I am not selling you anything. I'm simply teaching you or coaching you or guiding you through what I've learned over the years as far as the fundamentals of blockchain technology and how to operate efficiently and effectively. Okay. So this is absolutely not nowhere near financial advice. Okay. I just wanted to let you know that. All right, let's go to the use cases. Payments. The XRP ledger provides an efficient and borderless solution to handling payments. Who handles our payments now? Does anybody know? Put it in the chat if you know. I'm sorry, let me look at the chat. You said Ace?
The banks?
Oh, the banks, okay. But what system do the banks use? Because everybody uses some type of a system. Swift, correct. My man from DC got it. Swift. They use Swift. So what do you think will happen now that they've made a solution via blockchain? We know it's transparent. We know it's public. We know that it is trusted. We know it's immutable, right? Blockchains, period. What do you think is going to happen to Swift when all of the networks, all of the institutions bring their financial services online, on the blockchain? Sorry. What do we think is going to happen then? Do you think that this blockchain is going to be utilized? Exactly. They will use XRP. They will use the XRP ledger to handle their payments, especially their cross-border payments, right? Now, if you don't know the backstory of XRP, I strongly advise you to go do your due diligence when it comes to their lawsuit. All the way up until today, the price of XRP was I started investing at 10 cents. Then it was stagnated at 50 cents to about 40 cents for a long period of time due to this ongoing lawsuit that XRP was a security, right? That was the whole thing. They wanted XRP to be found guilty of being a security. It was not. Now the price of XRP is about $2.20. Now do the return on investment on that one single token that's going to be utilized by every major institution, not just in the United States, but globally. Just think about that for a second. Let me just keep reading. Unlike traditional payment methods, you don't need a financial institution to hold your assets and transfer value. Now, if you have access to the internet, you can make direct payments on an XRP ledger as easily as handing someone cash, whether between friends or a buyer and a merchant. But that XRP ledger enables you to handle direct peer-to-peer payments quickly with low network fees. And I think the transaction settlement time is like 2 to 5 seconds or 3 to 5 seconds. I don't think a regular institution is handling those payments that quickly. Do you think Swift is handling payments within 3 to 5 seconds? Anybody? The traditional banks are not handling transactions that fast, and they cannot handle the volume of global interactions transacting at one time. It just cannot happen. So we have a solution for that. And so I just wanted to show you guys this for educational purposes, because I'm just showing you different blockchains and their use cases, okay? I want you guys to do this on your own. Some of you probably already did it. Good for you. If you have not, go ahead and do it. Okay. I think I had another one up here. Now this is I'm always clowning Ethereum all the time because of the price and things of this nature and what's going on with it. But of course, I still love me some Ethereum, right? Because they broke ground on utilizing smart contracts, right? The first really ever to do that. So we went over Monero, we went over Bitcoin, went over the XRPL. Now we're going to go over Ethereum and its use cases. Has anybody read the use cases on Ethereum? Has anybody ever invested in it without even knowing what you're investing in? Anybody? I need some interaction, y'all. So Ethereum blockchain is like a big playground for apps and money. So we know what dApps are, decentralized applications. They're just decentralized applications. So when I say apps, or if you hear me say dApps, just put the D stands for decentralized, okay? People use it to create games. You can really own parts of money apps without bank, digital art called NFTs. That was going crazy during COVID. Smart contracts like a digital promises that can't be broken. Okay. Now, does anybody know what a smart contract is? Anybody know what a smart contract is? It's very imperative to know the terms that I'm going over. Yes. Okay. Put it in the chat with smart contract. A smart contract is like a robot promise. Like it automatically does what it says. There's no arguing, there's no cheating. And once it's set, it follows those rules all by itself. I like to give people analogies because I'm not like I'm in the tech world, but I don't like to speak to my audience in that type of a terminology because some people probably won't be able to understand me or get it if I say it in those type of terms. You get what I'm saying? So I like to give you guys analogies. So I hope you guys like the analogies that I'm giving. So let me give you an example. Imagine buying something online and the moment you pay, the item ships automatically. Just like Alexander said, automatic. No person needed to approve it. That's a smart contract. So do we all get what a smart contract is in layman's terms? Welcome to ETH. Pick an ETH wallet, get Ethereum, choose a network, try apps. This is the leading platform for innovative apps and blockchain networks. Now, just from speculation, how many projects have deployed on the Ethereum network? Anybody know? The network of networks, the internet of assets. Does anybody know? Somebody said a whole lot. Yes, like I don't think I can even count how many how many projects have deployed on the Ethereum network. Now, I want to give you an analogy, so I'm going to go back to my presentation. All right. So we already went over this. Bitcoin is the first and most well-known blockchain focused on peer-to-peer digital cash without a central bank. Keep that in mind as far as central bank. Decentralized means, layman's terms, no third party. Centralized bank means, in layman's terms, intermediaries. There's a middleman stopping you from doing what you can do by yourself. That's why people like DeFi. That's why people like decentralized applications, right? Ethereum means a smart contract platform that allows developers to build decentralized apps, recently upgraded to Ethereum 2.0 to improve the speed and sustainability. The XRP ledger, designed for fast and cheap cross-border payments used by banks and institutions. The consensus mechanism for the XRP uses a unique protocol called the Ripple protocol. Please do your due diligence on the Ripple protocol and the consensus algorithm, which relies on trusted validators instead of mining. I will give you guys a quiz at the end of this via Kahoot to see who's paying attention. All right. Now, how do I learn about cryptocurrency projects? Now, a white paper. I didn't show it to you when I was on Bitcoin because I was going to get to that at this very moment. And I know this is probably for some of you, you already know this. Some of you probably don't. But you always want to go read about a project. Let me ask you something. If anybody's ever been to college, right? And you got to work on a project. Has your professor ever said, "Hey, I need you to do a project, but don't turn in any type of documentations about your project"? I personally never had to do a project where I did not have to show proof, right, of what my project was about. Have you ever gone into a bank, right? Or have you ever written a grant where you did not have to show what you needed that grant for, what you needed that loan for? That nobody's doing, no, there's no way you can do that. So a white paper is like the instruction manual for a new video game, right? So before you play, the manual tells you what the game is about, the project's purpose, the rules, how the blockchain or the token works, the characters or tools you'll use, the tech, the tokenomics, and the team, and how you can win or level up use cases, aka the road and the roadmaps. So reading a white paper before investing in a crypto project is like reading the manual before playing that video game. So it's just going to help you understand if the game is worth your time, energy, and money. Would you buy something if you had no idea what you was buying? I'm not going to go into the store and buy something if I don't know even what it is. I'm not spending my money like that. That's like blind shopping. I'm not blind shopping for nothing and for nobody. Somebody can tell me about a crypto project right now. I will not touch that project until I have did my research on that project. Never, ever buy a crypto asset if you do not know what that crypto asset use case is for and if it's going to bring you what you believe it's going to bring you. I'm a long-term investor. I do short-term invest from time to time to, of course, put that over here in my long-term investment, but that's for another conversation. But you'll never see me just going haywire and buying just because. So that's what the white paper is for, okay? Uh-oh, let me get out of here. Oh, I got some things in the chat. Yes, I have lost so much money by not doing research. Right. When I first got in here, when I first became a part of this blockchain, right? I was just, I think, what was it called? It was called SafeMoon. I don't know if y'all know what SafeMoon is, but baby, let me tell you something. I lost a lot. First of all, I made a lot of money, but because I did not know what that project was about, because everybody was just SafeMoon, 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 right? I was just buying it because I thought I was going to get rich overnight because that's what everybody was saying. Oh, I made 2,000. I made 5,000. I made 10,000. I didn't know what nothing was about. I didn't read the white paper. I didn't go to their Twitter page. I didn't do anything of that nature. So write these notes down. If you have, Twitter is like the business page for crypto project assets. They're going to put all their information on their Twitter page before they put it on their Instagram. I barely really even see any type of crypto projects really heavily doing anything on Instagram anyway, but I'm just saying Twitter is the space. If you want to go verify some information, if somebody said, oh, this Ethereum is having an airdrop and Ethereum on Twitter did not say that they're having an airdrop, something is wrong. This is some misinformation going around. So verify your information via the exact website. Go to their Twitter page, make sure that they're actually active, look at the project itself, and make sure that's something that you want to spend your money on. Okay? Exactly. You didn't know how to take the money out or none of that. Let me see what it says. PI is a new digital currency developed by Stanford PA. Are you talking about the Pi network? They talk about ETH a lot here in Canada since it was created by a Russian Canadian. Right. He's a pretty funny man, very intelligent, but he is a funny man. How do I get this off my screen when I do that? Okay, here we go. Let's go back here. Introduction. Here we go. So if you don't know what this is the white paper for Bitcoin. If you never read this, I advise you to please use it. And let me just say this. I don't believe that, now this is my hypothesis or this is my opinion. I don't believe Satoshi Nakamoto is a one-man person. There's just no way that this beautiful blockchain was created by one person. I know that it was a team of people, in my opinion, that created the Bitcoin blockchain. So that's just, for me, you guys can have you can think it was one man or whatever the case may be, but I just truly don't think that there was one man. I think that this is like a spoof. This is a spoof name to hide whoever actually created this blockchain. So again, go there, read the white papers. Let's move forward. Let's move forward. Uh-oh. I just been running the game. So my information is easy for a sixth grader to comprehend. I don't know if there's any sixth graders in here right now, but I'm just going to make it comprehensible for my participants, because I don't even like to figure out, like, if it's difficult, I'm going to figure out how I can undifficult the reading that I'm looking at. All right. So if you remember, when I was going over the XRP ledger, I mentioned the word consensus mechanism. This is very important. Don't skip over this, because there's two consensus mechanisms that are that have been created for the blockchains, right? It's proof of work and proof of stake. Now there is a new one. There is a new one via Berachain, but that's for another class. I'm just going over the right now fundamentals that actually have a digital footprint in the space at this current moment. Okay, if you want to do your research on Berachain and figure out the proof of blank, the third one, do that on your own. All right. So consensus mechanism is like the rules of the playground that everyone agrees on before playing the game. Now, in that blockchain, it's how all computers, aka nodes, right, agree on what happened and what gets added to the digital record. Can somebody summarize that for me in your own terms now? Anybody? I just love the enthusiasm you guys are having. Anybody want to take a jab at it? Off the mic, in the mic, to the mic? Nobody? Okay, that's fine. That's fine.
Yeah.
Okay, go ahead.
No,
How
what
you
was the
say? How
question
do you
again?
say your name?
Revis.
Revis. Peace and love, Revis. So I just want you to give me a summary of what you think I just read to you. Because in order for you to understand the information, right, you should be able to articulate it back to me. Because I don't want to just keep moving forward and you guys don't really get what I'm saying.
I guess basically the rules and regulations of a new system coming in.
I like that. I like that.
Yeah.
I appreciate you, Revis. I appreciate you. Okay. So yeah, a consensus. You got something else? Go ahead. Shoot.
No.
Okay, cool. Let me read the chat. Proof of work, yes. Bitcoin is proof of work. Remember, I'm gonna be going over that in this in the next couple of slides. And proof of stake is Ethereum. Correct. So yes. A consensus mechanism is the way a group of computers agree on what is true and correct on the blockchain. So they're like validating if that information is real or if it's fake, if it's true or if it's not true. That's what that is for, right? So since blockchains don't have one boss, the consensus is how everybody playing the game follows the same rules without cheating. So can't nobody cheat when it comes to proof of work or proof of stake. So when they say one block moves from this block to the next block, right? There is no way somebody can manipulate those blocks unless you got to be one hell of a hacker. You got to be like one of those nationwide hackers. Because I still haven't seen it be done yet, right? I've never seen the Bitcoin blockchain be hacked like that. right? So a simple analogy. Imagine you and your friends are voting on where to eat. Now everybody got to agree before the group moves forward. That's how computers on a blockchain agree on which transactions are real. Do y'all feel me? Everybody understand what I'm saying? So popular types of proof of work are proof of work is solving hard puzzles, aka like my boy Alexander said, that's Bitcoin. Proof of stake, which is Ethereum, right? Ethereum. Show you own coins and follow the rules, right? Now they do have delegated proof of stake, which is DPoS. I did not include that here, but that's voting for trusted people to represent you. That's EOS. Okay. I just wanted to let y'all know that. Mommy, are you done cooking that stuff? I know this AI video look crazy, but I was just trying to give y'all a little video, kids playing on the playground so y'all can get it. All right. We just
slide.
Yeah, like I don't know what's going on with that, but like I was saying, the proof of work is computers racing to solve a really hard puzzle. The first one to solve it wins the right to write the next part of the record, right? So like a math competition, whoever finishes first gets the prize. Proof of stake. Proof of stake. You lock up your digital money in crypto to get a chance to help the system. The more you stake, the more likely it is you're going to get picked. It's like putting your name in on a raffle. The more tickets you have with your name on it, the better chances you're going to get. Okay? I hope this makes sense. Now, how to find the ledger, aka, does anybody remember what I said the ledger meant in cybersecurity terms? Anybody? Was anyone listening? Some of you guys weren't in here. I want to see if the people who were in here know. What did I say the ledger mean? AKA. It's on the screen. The list. So the list, right, of transactions. Now, you have the public ledger on the Ether scan. You have the public ledger on the Bitcoin scanner. And then you have, I used the Monero scan, okay? So I will be going over that a little bit later on in the chat. Let's see. Ledger equals transparent list of transactions, right? AKA just the list. So if you ever take a coding class and they ask you to create a list, you're kind of creating a ledger. I'm just saying, depending on what kind of list it is. All right. I cannot see from up here. Let me exit out of here. Let me exit out of here. Boom, boom. This, I think, okay, here's the Ethereum scan. Has anybody ever went over here and looked at it? They have the Ethereum price right now. Oh, good. I'm gonna be showing you guys a method of how to swap your supply of collateral to gain more money on your supply to bring down your debt. That's later on in the video. But I'm happy to see that the price of Ethereum is $17.94 right now, because that means my supply went up, baby. But anyway, so yes, the price of Ethereum is $17.94. All filters, search by addresses, transaction hash, blocks, token, domain name, all right? Domain name, DNS. I think my boy Alexander is great with DNS and things of that nature when it comes to those conversations. I highly suggest you talk to him about that. Shout out to him. Let's see. Yes, absolutely. I'm going to be going over the transaction hashes and stuff like that in the next few slides. But here's the transaction. Now let's take a look at this. Now this is 2,781.80 million transactions per second in 15.4 transactions per second. Then you have the GUI. GUI means gas. So when I get in the car, right, I'm in the car, I ain't going nowhere if I ain't got no gas. if you got a wallet, right, and you're on a network and you're utilizing that network, and that network happens to be Ethereum, they have their own set of fees, right? Set of gas fees for you to send something to the next something. So never think you're going to be able to use a wallet. And if you don't have that governing asset, right, you're not going to be able to move your funds off of that wallet to the next wallet because you don't even have the gas that it costs to get there. So if you're going on a trip and you plan on driving from Miami to wherever, to Philadelphia, and you ain't got enough gas, you're not going. That's just how you look at 𝘵, okay? Here's the transaction history in 14 days, and they give you the date and time. Here's the last finalized block. Remember, we went over blocks, okay? And this is proof of stake, not proof of work. Then here's the last safe block. Now, it says the latest blocks. Here's the miners right here. Here's the amounts. Here's the latest transactions. Look at this. We're going to go over this, so I don't want to ask you guys that question. From to. So remember when I said, even though this is public information, this is a public ledger, it is transparent. I don't know. Do you know who this is? Unless you're like one of those people that follow the whale wallets and we're able to identify whose Trump wallet is and stuff like that. But the average everyday person that has created a wallet, you don't know half of these people. How are you going to know who this is? And a lot of these people who are interacting or transacting on chain, they're using a VPN. They're using a VPN. Okay? I don't know these people, but here's a lot of transactions that had just went through 13 seconds ago, right? And here's the amounts. So that's very important that you know how to come over here and find your transaction. Because if something gets lost or you don't know what happened, or if somebody says they didn't receive something that you sent them to their wallet and you have your transaction identification, there's no way that they can say that. Or there's a solution to that problem, because then all they have to do is look for that transaction ID and see if it was confirmed or if it was not confirmed. If it is still confirming those blocks or if it's settled. Does that make sense? So nothing is ever lost over here. You just have to know how to look for it. This is like a treasure hunt at this point. If you never came over here and actually looked at this and utilized it for your own measures. All right, let's continue. All right, what is a network? I kind of briefly went over this. How do I minimize this? Because I can't. There we go. Sorry. What is a network? A network is a collection of computers. We already went over that, right? Nodes connected to each other. So if I'm in a class, right, and I'm in Miss Smith class, that's our network. Miss Smith class is our network, and whoever is standing beside me, we're connected to each other. All right. So in blockchain, these nodes verify and share data, making sure everything is correct and trusted. So I got Coach Millie beside me, right? And then I got Alexander on the other side of me. Coach Millie is going to give me some information. I'm going to verify if this is true or not. If once I verify if it's true, then I'm going to send it and share that data to Alexander, right? He's going to then verify that information. Then he's going to share that data. That's how that works. So nodes work together in a distributed network. So there's no single points of failure, POF. Remember that. Single point of failure, POF. Okay, baby, go ahead. Now, the detailed explanation is nodes are like friends in a game. I kind of just explained this, each helping to keep track of the game's progress. They work in harmony using consensus mechanisms, right, to make sure everyone is playing by the same rules. Pretty simple. Let me know if y'all got any questions. Let me look at the chat. Yes, that makes sense, like Mycelium network. Absolutely, absolutely. All right, so I did kind of give you guys a picture so that y'all can check this out. I think I like this though. Okay, I think this is a nice analogy. All right, so we got the Arbitrum network, we got the Optimism network, we got the Lightning network, we got the ZK Sync network, right? Layer ones is Ethereum, Bitcoin, right? And so layer twos are Arbitrum, Optimism, Lightning network, ZK Zinc, layer two. All right, let's check this out. Layer two is like a subway system beneath the I can't see this. Beneath underground, right? So it's the busiest city. Now imagine a big crowded city. That's the layer one. The crowded city is the layer one. Layer one blockchain, like Ethereum. The streets are full of cars. Traffic is slow. I must be going slow. Traffic is slow, and gas is expensive. If anybody was ever doing any type of transacting back when the COVID was going on, it was crazy. I was paying like $150, $250 just to move my money from one place to the next place because, right, it was congested, it was moving slow, and it was a bunch of people trying to get somewhere at one time, literally, right? NFTs was going crazy. Now imagine someone builds a subway system underneath that layer two, underneath which is called layer two. Instead of sitting in traffic on the main road, you hop on a subway and travel faster and cheaper, but you still end up in the same city. So the city is layer one and the subway is layer two. So Arbitrum, Optimism, Lightning Network, etc. You're still going to the same place, but more efficiently. So people and these developers noticed the problem with Ethereum. Again, high gas fees. It was moving slow, very congested at one point in time. They said, you know what? We finna come over here and we're about to solve this problem. We're going to solve this problem, right? By building a layer two. So we got Base. I absolutely love Base. Base is one of my favorite networks to operate on. Quick, fast, efficient, and gas fees are like pennies on the dollar, literally pennies on the dollar, cents, right? So always remember, you have your layer ones and then you have your layer twos. Don't ever think everything is a layer one. It is not. You're going to be confused. All right. Let's move forward. Here's how you go finding these layers, especially when you need to add them to your wallet, people. Here we go. Please take this down. Get out of here. Take this down. Chainlist, helping users connect to the EV machines, the EVM machines, powered networks. Chainlist is a list of EVM networks. Users can use the information to connect to their wallets and Web3 middleware providers to appropriate chain ID and network ID to connect to the correct chain. So you can add your RPC here, or you can add your network here if you have established a network. Anyway, if you're looking for a specific network, you type it up on here. I want to add, there goes Berachain. I want to add Base. And Base is the layer two on the Ethereum blockchain. So here it is. All I will be doing is connecting my wallet. Boom. I'm not really going to connect my wallet, but I would connect my wallet. It then would ask me to sign, confirm that I am the person that is giving permission to my wallet for this chainlist.org to access the outer exteriors of that wallet so that I can connect here and then add that network to my wallet. Does everybody understand that? Yes, we was ridiculous. It was bananas, like truly. They do have test nets on here too. So if you ever see a network establish a test net, it literally is what it says. It's literally just a test net. You're not going to have real money over there. It's not real money that you're going to have. Not money. Currency. You're not going to have real currency on these networks. They're just simply for you to test, beta test it on. Okay. That's it. You don't have to include that over here though. You don't have to include that over here. Let me see if they got, no. They do got the Rootstock network. They got the Sonic, they got the Chronos, they got the Pulse Chain, they got the CEI, the C, they got the Genosis, they got a bunch of stuff on here, okay? So if you ever want to add a network, Avalanche network, whatever OP network. Here's one website. Please write it down so you don't forget it. Let's move on. Hey, yeah. All right. It's time to do this interactive activity, y'all. Let's get it. Anybody got a laptop? Let's get it. All right. By the way, I love that song. Do not judge me. That's my jam. Okay. So we're going to get into the world of online wallets, hot wallets, and cold wallets, people. Okay. Let me read this. All right. Cool, cool, cool. All right. If you already have wallets, big ups to you. You 10 steps ahead of the game. If you do not have a wallet, please pull out your laptop. I advise you to go through this with me so you understand exactly what you need to do. I'm gonna go through this really quickly though, because I think probably a lot of you guys have wallets. So a hot wallet is an online wallet, right? So if you see here, this Phantom wallet, this is a online wallet. This is hot. It's spicy. You feel me? All right. Now this makes it easy for me to access, but there's a lot of vulnerabilities when it comes to me getting hacked. Again, in the world of cybersecurity, the main thing that you want to make sure that you do not want is vulnerabilities, patches, and ways for somebody to access your funds. Please don't do it. MetaMask is also a hot wallet. All right. So hot wallets are like carrying money in your pocket. All right, unless you access your funds quickly. Now, cold wallets, that's a cold mug. You feel me? Cold wallets are offline. Cold wallets are offline. Let me see if you guys can. Ledger, right? You see this. I'm not going to open it up. It got my personal information on there. But Ledger is a cold storage wallet. A cold storage wallet. Do we understand? Cool. All right. Now, those are providing extra security for long-term storage. I consider this my safe and my trust. You can literally transfer a cold storage wallet onto your actual trust, like your trust document, right? Your Schedule A. You can transfer your cold again. If you have a cold wallet and you have over $50,000 in that cold wallet, hell, even $20,000 in that cold wallet, and you have not transferred that cold wallet into your trust, that is a problem. Because why? Just because you have your funds on a cold wallet does not ensure the most security for that wallet. And when it's transferred into your trust better be, I hope that your family affairs are in order when it comes to your ministry, when it comes to your trust, when it comes to your holding company, and when it comes to your LLCs or corporations. Okay? So that's a whole nother class, and I'm not going to be teaching that type of a class. But I know that because I practice that in real life. So make sure that's what you do. Now, Ledger Flex is a cold wallet. It's like storing money in a safe. Cold wallets offer better protection. They're not prone to getting hacked. It's just better security versus me and my hot wallet. That's just like you just carrying around a regular wallet and you a millionaire and you don't have any type of a safe, or you don't have your money put up in a secure place. You're not going to be walking around with all that money. It's crazy. That is crazy. Okay. Let me see. Let me read these comments, y'all. Made 3K off of OP network drop. Absolutely. Shout out to Bully. He the GOAT. Yay. Of course. Yes. Always make sure y'all tap into them airdrops though, for real. Like them can really like pay you really good. Haven't set up a trust or holding company yet. Looking forward to learning more. Absolutely. I always say start from the top to the bottom. Never start from the bottom to the top. Create your ministry, then in your ministry, you'll have your trust. In your trust, you'll have your holding company. And your holding company will hold your LLC. You'll transfer those LLC assets to your holding company. Your holding company will then transfer those assets to your trust. Your trust will then transfer all those assets to your ministry, to the highest power it can be, right? So that's just the gem for another day. Let's move on. All right. What's going on with it? There we go. All right. So now we're on what are hashes. I'm gonna take you guys through some security training real quick. You probably get hired after this, I'm just playing. But a hash is like a fingerprint for data. So when that data is processed, it is converted into a fixed length string of letters and numbers. This is unique to your data. It's unique to your data, just like how your fingerprint is unique to you. Now, hashes ensure that the data hasn't been altered. Even if one character changes, guess what? That entire hash string of fixed length string of letters and numbers will change. And guess what that's going to do? It's going to signal that there is a problem. Because ain't no way my hash said this right here at the bottom, and all of a sudden that 9 changed it to an 8. Something is going on, and I possibly have got hacked. What is a transaction ID? No, go back, please. Thank you. A transaction ID is, in parentheses, is TXID. You feel me? It's like a receipt for a transaction. So when you go into the store and you buy something and you want a pack of chips, you pay your money, and then guess what the cashier give you? They give you a receipt. Same thing. Same thing as a transaction ID. It's really not that difficult. It's just a unique identifier that tracks the transaction through the blockchain, ensuring it's recorded correctly. So every time you make a transaction, you send crypto, it's going to give you a TXID. It's going to be generated. Okay. You can use this ID to trace your transaction on the blockchain Explorer. I just showed you guys that. Okay. To make sure it's been confirmed, including in the blockchain. Now, this is a visual representation of what your transaction receipt will look like. I've had to send many of those receipts because I do peer-to-peer cashless system. We send peer-to-peer where I'm from. Okay, we're going to get into that in a second. Let's move forward. Okay, creating your first wallet. All wallets stores your crypto keys. You can use a hot wallet online, your computer, on your phone for easy access, right? And here's a big key. If you are putting a crypto wallet on your phone, and you know you use that phone you use that phone for your personal calls, you use that phone for your business, you let your kids use that phone. I bet not ever catch you having a crypto wallet on that phone. You know why? Because now you're commingling your affairs with nonsense, and you're easily prone to getting hacked. So we're not going to cry over spilled milk when somebody access your information, because guess what? Even though we have a cloud and it's stored we have our information and our data stored in the cloud, that cloud is attached to a bunch of APIs. Those APIs sometimes have patches. Those patches get hacked by hackers, and these hackers know exactly how to access your data and your information, and you're trying to figure out how you got hacked. I'm just letting you know that off rip. Get a different phone. Get a different phone for your crypto shenanigans, please. A wallet has 2 keys: a public key, like an email address, and a private key, like a password. Keep your private key safe. If someone else gets that, you might as well kiss whatever $1 million of worth of crypto that you had in there gone. It's gone in the wind. You will never get it back. You will never see it a day in your life. You hear me? So we're going to go over scamming and hacking at the end, but right now it's about public keys and private keys. Somebody unmute your mic and let me know, why is it important what's the difference between the public key and a private key? What's the difference between a public key and a private key? Public is for what? Let me check this out.
It's the difference between owning your crypto or the bank.
Say it again, sister.
I said that's the difference between the bank owning your crypto and you owning it. If you don't have your keys, it's not your crypto.
If it's not your keys, it's not your cheese. If it's not your keys, it ain't your cheese. Absolutely right. Now, are you going to can you give your public key to somebody? Anybody? Can you give your public key to somebody?
Yeah. Yeah,
Yes.
it should be. Yeah.
Yes. Can you give your private key to somebody?
No. No.
No. So please do not get a public key and a private key mixed up. Please don't do that. Don't do that. I'm gonna cry for you if you do that. Okay. I've had many people tell me they've lost $40,000. They've lost $50,000 just because they were careless about the security of their assets. And a lot of those people got rich off of meme coins. They was busting down meme. I really don't even touch meme coins, but I'm just letting you know. They got rich off of meme coins. They did not do, you see how we're doing the fundamental things right now to secure our security? They didn't go through none of this. They didn't take a class. They just literally bought into something a friend sent them. They didn't understand the do's and the don'ts on how to lose your crypto. That money is gone and they never want to even look at crypto to this day again, ever in life, because of that situation. Because of that situation. Okay. Now we're going to buy, send, and receive and store crypto. You see the pictures at the top, right? Let me let the video play for a little while. But buying crypto is like going to an arcade and trading your dollars for a game tokens, but online. Now you can use crypto exchanges. You will let me tell you something. I know just saying you can vouch for me, right? I learned from somebody who did not teach me how to onboard my cash via Coinbase, via crypto.com, via Gemini, via Uphold. I did not learn that way, but I am not saying that you don't have to do that, because what I want to do and what you want to do is two totally different things. You can set up a Gemini with your business. You can set up a Coinbase with your trust. You can set up all of these different entities with non-personal information. So just know that. Okay. I just didn't learn that way. But like I said, I'm never going to tell somebody don't do it that way, because you can use different entities to create these different accounts. Okay. So I learned from peer-to-peer community. So if I have $5,000 and I need to onboard it, I'm going to ask in the Discord, in a trusted community. This is why it's important to have community. In anything in the world, it's important to have community and people that you know are in the same industry as you. Because you might have $15,000 and you're trying to figure out how you're going to onboard that $15,000, because you know that the bank is going to flag you once if you over 10 bands, they asking you, where's that money going? What you got going on? And that's the problem. They too nosy. They want to be in your business. They want to stop you from sending money. You can't even go to the bank today and get $10,000 out the bank. They will only probably give you 5,000, and it's probably not going to be the full 5,000 today. You're probably going to have to go to one bank, to the next bank, to the next bank to get $5,000. That's your money. It's crazy, right? You can't even go get your money. But anyway, so if I got 15,000 and I call Yesenia and I say, yo, Yesenia, I need can you fill me? Fill me means, do you have either the full 15? Do you got 5,000? Do you got $100? Can you fill me on my end? Because I need crypto. Yesenia might need fiat. So what we're going to do is I'm going to send her $100, right? Of fiat money via Cash App or Current, or via Zelle, if you guys have Zelle or something like that. That's how we're going to send it to each other. Then she's going to ask me for my receiving address from my wallet. I'm going to show you guys that in a second. That's how we're going to do that transaction. Nobody knows what's going on except you. Of course, it's going to ping on Cash App that I got $100 from Yesenia or whatever. But again, that's just considered a peer-to-peer community. Now you can go to Simple Swap. I do have that up here. Give me 1 second. Where is it? Boom. I'm gonna give you my referral code. Y'all better not. Don't come over here and make an account and don't use my referral code. I'm gonna be so hot. I can get paid for that. Okay. But anyway, you can come over here. You can do a crypto exchange. So if you've never utilize a crypto exchange, this is one of the easiest methods to do it, in my humble opinion. But that's just me, because I've been doing it for a while. So maybe it's just easy to me and maybe it's hard to somebody else. Let's just do this little transaction real quick. I want to send $1,000 And this is, so you can either onboard this, you need to create an account. You need to create an account. Once you create an account, then you're going to be able to see how you can onboard your cash, right? From your debit card or wherever, or from your business, let me say from your business debit card onto this crypto exchange. Once you do that, then you'll have funds to access. Now, if you already have onboarded your crypto via peer-to-peer network and Ysenia only had XRP, but I really wanted Ethereum, I would utilize this exchange in order to swap XRP to Ethereum. So I'm now going to click exchange. And if you see, it says sign up to get cash back up to 8.7 USDT. I think I've accumulated probably like $50 in USDT, and that's with over $30,000 in volume. So you do get, this is like having an online cash rewards, cash back card, basically, but you're just using it through an exchange. Does anybody have any questions? Can you touch on airdrop? Not really in this segment. I really don't. I mean, I can go over that. It's so airdrops. Just quickly off note because I got a lot to cover. Airdrops are just something that's an incentive to a project's users. So if I have something called bubblegum crypto, right, and I'm trying to attract people to get into my community, right, I'm going to then create an airdrop. So an airdrop, that just like how you have people fill out a Google form and stuff like that. Hey, you got to have at least 50 bubblegums in your wallet and put your information. I need your wallet address here. You got to be following our Twitter. You got to like our post. You got to repost our post, and you have to do it within this certain time frame. So you have until next week to do X, Y, and Z in order to be in order for you to be in queue to receive an airdrop from my bubblegum company. Okay? So if you do X, Y, and Z before May the 3rd, you fill out this Google form and you sent us your wallet address and you set it up, guess what? Now you're in rotation to receive an airdrop from my bubblegum company because you went and did the activities that we asked you to do. Now, those activities can vary. They might want you to buy their crypto and hold it. They might want you to get their crypto and then stake it for 30 days. They might want you to do various different things. Some is small, some is big. It doesn't matter. That's generally what an airdrop is. I hope I answered that question for you, Coach Millie. Let me see what this is. Drop your referral links when you can at the end. Yes, thank you. Yes, I will. I'm gonna need y'all email because I got a lot of things to send y'all at the end. Anyway, so now what I'm gonna do right here, it says enter the wallet address, the recipient's Ethereum address. I'm gonna put whoever's the receiver, I'm gonna put it here. So if I have Ethereum in here on chain, right? I'm gonna go get my Ethereum address from my wallet because I want to be the receiver. I'm gonna put my Ethereum address right here. Pretend like this is the address. Whatever, right? And then at the end, if you scroll down, it says enter the refund. Please don't miss this. Enter the refund address here. So wherever your XRP is, you want to take that wallet address from your XRP that you're sending it from and put it here. If there is a tag, a destination tag, you need to enter it here. If you want this transaction to go to your email so that you can verify and confirm that it has been sent correctly, put that here. Okay. Then you're going to create the exchange. Once you create the exchange, it's going to then ask you, right, to send your XRP to a automatic. I wish I can show you, but I want you guys to do this. I want you guys to do this when you get offline. They're going to show you an XRP address at the top. Once you click create exchange, they're going to show you an XRP address at the top. You're going to copy that address. You're going to go to if it's on your ledger, you're going to go to your ledger, open it up. You're going to go to your XRP account. You're going to input this into where you're sending your XRP. You're going to input the 1,000 worth of crypto assets that you're sending. You're going to come back here. And then once it's sent, it's gonna look like this. It's gonna be confirming. It's gonna say confirm, receive, sent. And that transaction is going to be done. That transaction is going to be done. If you don't follow me on YouTube, my YouTube channel, I have a video, or if I don't, I will make a video doing this on my YouTube channel. It's Blockchain Trust Fund Baby. It's Blockchain Trust Fund Baby. It's one word. Follow me on there. I will put it in the chat at the end. Let's move forward because I got more to go. Okay. If you don't know where to look up crypto assets, please go to CoinMarketCap or CoinGecko. CoinGecko is my favorite only because it has a little bit more tools to look up the market value and other details of your crypto assets. Now, these platforms provide real-time information about the price, the market cap, and supply of those different cryptocurrencies, helping you make informed decisions, okay? I don't think I need to do this, but I'm going to do it anyway, just because I want you guys to see what I'm talking about. Now, again, when it comes to research, I want you guys to please be informed of what you're looking at. So all you got to do is come here to search. If you whatever you want to search, you're going to put it in here. They do have cryptocurrencies by market cap, and it's categorized by chains. Okay, it's categorized by chains, blockchains, short for blockchains. They have new cryptocurrencies. They have the biggest gainers and the biggest losers. All coins, compare coins and NFTs. They have a converter for you to convert your cash equivalent into the crypto equivalent. Okay, short term. I mean, that's a short summary of what is this Bitcoin shroom? That is so funny. They be having all type of stuff over here, y'all. It be just mad crazy. Anyway, here it is. This is the 24-hour range of what the price of the token went from to the highest to the lowest. All right. Here's the market cap. Boom. Here's the market cap in the FDV. Fully diluted valuation. If these numbers look crazy, like how they be looking crazy on Pump Fund, if you've never been on Pump.fund, go over there and look at their market caps in total volume. Like it be looking crazy. When I say crazy, I mean horrible. Stuff I would never put my money into because you're liable to get hacked. A lot of people deploy tokens just to launch the token, to grab all the liquidity at the top and keep you holding that bag. And now you're sitting on the floor looking sad, trying to figure out what happened to you and your money. Unless you're a veteran at that, I do not suggest you do that if you're a new investor. Please don't do that. So 24-hour trading volume, circulating supply, total supply, information. This is where you're going to find the contracts, right? This is on the base network. If you see this symbol, they're going to have the symbol of what network it's going to be on. And if you click the three dots, it's going to tell you all the different contracts that you can, that this token is being utilized on. If you want to add this token to your wallet, you would click this and you would add it to your wallet that way. Okay. Hope that makes sense. I'm kind of trying to rush it. You'll find the website. You'll find the Explorer. Remember, we went on the Explorer. Here's the base scan Explorer, and the Soul Scan Explorer. Community, Twitter. Okay. API IDs, chains, categories, converter, so on and so forth, as far as the historical data price. Let's move forward. Let's get to the fun stuff here. We made it. We on the self-banking, investing. We're here. I'm happy. That's the champion music right here. Y'all done made it to the end, and we finna get into some things. We about to get into it, like for real, for real. All right. Here's where you make your money. Using DeFi Llama for financial opportunities, okay? So DeFi Llama is a decentralized finance analytics platform that aggregates and displays data on various DeFi protocols and their metrics. It's considered a valuable tool for tracking the total volume locked in different DeFi platforms, providing insight into liquidity, yield farming, staking opportunities. If you ever went into a bank, they have financial services. Oh, we have this retirement account for you. Oh, we have this savings account for you that includes interest. Oh, we have this and we have that and we have this and we have that. Basically, if you use DeFi Llama, you'll find those same financial opportunities on the blockchain, but even better. Even better. Okay. Here's the total volume locked in the DeFi. It's $99.366 billion. This is a $1 trillion industry. When I say this number ain't, excuse my language, this ain't shit right now. Compared to where it's going to be in the trillions of dollars. So you're still early. Please believe me, you're not ever late to anything unless this say $1 trillion. Okay, I ain't even gonna hold you. Okay, all right. Here's the overview. Okay, so you have your DeFi dashboard. Here are the yields. Here are the NFTs. Here are the borrow aggregators. Here's the centralized transparency. Here's the bridges. Here's the governance. Here's the liquidations, the volumes, the fees, the raises, the stables, the hacks, the Ethereum liquid staking, the ETFs, the narrative trackers. I'm talking about it's heavy. You feel me? Here's the chains. The different chains is going to give you the different protocols. It's telling you how many protocols that Ethereum has. Active addresses. Here's the changes in date. Total volume lock, bridges, stable coins, so on and so forth. Here's the bridged TVL. Okay, here's the bridged TVL. I'm letting y'all know these are classes within their cells. So I cannot get through all of this. That's why I want you guys to take notes and take these things down so that y'all can know exactly what to look at. Here's the airdrops you was talking about, Coach Millie. So if you want to find out where some airdrops may possibly be, you're going to come over here. Look, listed at 1 day ago, a day ago, 2 days ago, 2 days ago, 3 days ago, 4 days ago, right? And it's going to tell you the price and change. All right. So you want to get over here early. Here's the oracles. I love me some oracles. They tell you real-time information because they're utilizing the real-time information and they're consuming it and they're giving it to you over here. And there are protocols for that and there are assets for that as well. I love me an oracle. Anyway, they have top protocols. They have forks. They have protocol expenses, token usages. Just get over here and please look for whatever you need to look for. Staking pools, here they are, right? Aave V3, all of them, Uniswap, staking pool, Compound, Uniswap, Solidity, MakerDAO, Balancer, Convex Finance, Liquidity V2, Algebra, Dex, Lido, Joe. Listen, it's everything in one while, all right? That's where you find your financial opportunities. It's like shopping at the mall. We shopping at the mall, we finna have a ball, okay? Yes, 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 yes. Thank you for putting in your address, your email address. All right, here we go. Here's the fun part, y'all. All right. How to use Aave. This is where you need to take notes. This is the meat and potatoes. How to operate as a self-banker. Now that y'all know all the fundamentals, you know how to make a wallet, you know what inside the wallet, the transaction had all that stuff. We already learned all that, right? Now is where you actually utilize what I taught you. How to use Aave for self-lending. Who has ever went into a bank and got a personal loan? Who has ever went into a bank and got an auto loan? Who has ever went into a bank and got a loan, period? Anybody. Open your mics. Let's talk about it. Aave is like a bank where you can go borrow or lend crypto. Now, unlike traditional banks, it doesn't require credit checks or paperwork. Aave allows you to lend your crypto to others in exchange for interest or borrow crypto using your own assets as collateral. Did you hear what I said?
Wow.
Using your own assets as collateral. And let me show you something. Y'all think, I know y'all think I'm playing. I ain't playing. Ain't nothing funny about it. You heard? All right. Here's Aave right here. There is another one called InstantApp. I think InstantApp might be a little bit more intermediate to experience. And that's a whole totally different 101. I do 101s for stuff like that, but not for this class. I'm going to give you the one that is user friendly. So this is like the JP Morgan, as Chicago would say, this is like the JP Morgan of the DeFi banks. You're going to get all those financial services over here. So let's go ahead and get started. Aave is the world's largest liquidity protocol. Okay. Now, here's the dashboard. This is what I'm looking at right here and right now. I wonder if I can get on this on my other computer. So my other computer, Coach Millie, my other computer doesn't have any sound. So is there a way where I can keep my mic open here, but show my Aave on my other computer?
Yeah, I think so. You just keep the other one. Yeah.
The other one muted?
Why not?
Okay. Let
Unless
me
it
hop on real quick.
feedback. I don't know if it will give feedback if you had them close together, but that would be the only. No, if the mic is not working in the other one, it should be fine.
Right. Okay.
Right. Okay.
So I want, if you got a computer out and you never did this before, I highly suggest that you come over here right now and you open up your laptop, your phone, or whatever, and you get over here and you do this with me, because this is a class in itself. And if you have a lot of capital in crypto and you ain't never borrowed against those crypto assets, you are cheating yourself out of utilizing these financial services. And that's just real talk. I don't care if it's $20, if it's $100, if it's $20,000, and you ain't borrowed against those assets and you haven't discharged that debt, something is going on. We got to do this. Just give me 1 second. If I go over the time, Coach Millie, I do apologize, but I do want to get through this real quick because this is very important.
Do you guys mind? Like, are you guys okay if she does go over the time? I don't mind at all.
Okay, I'm on here now. Let me stop sharing my screen here. Watching. Boom. All right. Can y'all still hear me?
Yes, ma'am. And it seems like you have their consent to go ahead and take your time.
Okay, cool. Okay, good. Okay, great. How? Uh-oh. Yeah. I got feedback. Wait. Okay, is it better? Okay, cool. I can't hear myself anymore. Is there a way you can? Okay,
Make the other one the host?
Sharing is not turned on. Send request. I'm gonna send a request to you.
Okay.
You see
I
it?
think you're the host, so I think you could just make the other one. Is that what you're
Oh,
wanting
there
to
we
do?
go.
Mm-hmm.
There we go. All right. Cool. Now let's see here quickly. Here. Let me share my entire screen. Boom. All right, bet. Can y'all see my screen on my other computer now?
Yes, we can.
All right, good. Okay, so I just wanted to show you like an actual live account. This is one of my small accounts that I do just like trading with and or buying assets here and there, utilizing my base network, because I look at every single network as a banking account. So this is just one of my banking accounts. Like I said, utilizing the base network. Okay. Now, if you can see over here, we got the base network. I am using the V3 version. Now, if you want to use Ethereum, Prime, Arbitrum, Avalanche, Sonic, OP, I was about to say polygamy, child. Polygon, Genosis, Metis, BNB, Scroll, ZSync, Lena, Cello, or Ether5, you are able to utilize those different networks as well. Now, it says net APY. Let's do this. Net APY is the combined effect of all supply and borrow positions on network, including incentives. It is possible to have a negative net APY if the debt APY is higher than the supply. So clearly my debt APY is higher than my supply because I do have a borrowing rate at an 86.04%. Okay, so that is why my net APY is a negative. My health factor, here's the risk details. I'm pretty much an expert when it comes to DeFi and discharging and borrowing and lending. So this doesn't scare me because I know what I'm doing and all I got to do is what I do anyway. Okay. But liquidation risk parameters, your health factor and loan to value determine the assurance of your collateral. To avoid liquidations, you can supply more collateral or repay borrowed positions. Here's a visual representation of this. So the red is the liquidation zone. You don't really want to get into the liquidation zone because we know what liquidation means, right? Your money is going to be liquidated. They're going to use that money to pay back the loan that you borrowed. Okay? Safety of your deposited collateral against the borrowed assets and its underlying value. Okay? If the health factor goes below 1, the liquidation of your collateral might be triggered. They will ring the bell on you. Okay? Current LTV, your current loan to value, that's what LTV means, loan to value based on your collateral supply. Okay? So what did you loan yourself? How much is it based on what you supply, if that makes sense? Okay? If your loan to value goes above this liquidation threshold, right? This red zone, which mine is not in, I mean, like I said, I know what I'm doing, but don't do this at home, people. If you're new to this, I don't want you to get liquidated. Anyway, if your loan to value goes above the liquidation threshold, your collateral supply may be liquidated. All right. I just want you to read the ins and outs of these things because it is important. Do not come over here, put your money, and then be like, I don't know what happened. I got liquidated. I got this, and don't do that. So again, if you have, I had $5,000, right? It's now valued at $5,298.91. Okay, that's my balance, but it's also my collateral. So if I had, so you know how the bank says, we're using your car as collateral. You don't need the bank for this anymore. You don't need it for. Not saying that you don't have to go and get these services because I still utilize these services. But this is what I'm saying. You can now create these same services and applications without the bank. So if you have a car that you want to sell for $5,000, right? I suggest you take that $5,000, you put it on Aave first, you borrow against that. You borrow against. I'm sorry, if you want to purchase a car for $5,000, or if you sell it so you can have your collateral in case something happens. But anyway, if you want to buy a car, put it over here, put the $5,000 over here, borrow against it. Now, when you're borrowing against it, you have various different assets. Now you see, I have 2 different assets. I have Ethereum as an asset, as a collateral, which is my AKA my supply. And then I have USDC as collateral, AKA my supply. Now, why do I have Ethereum as collateral right now? I need an answer. Anybody?
I could answer that. It's probably because it's one of the most liquid and it's the most in demand.
Okay, I like that answer, but that's not the right answer. Anybody?
Okay.
Uh-oh. Okay. If you guys don't know, it's fine. Trust me. Because this is something new probably, right? All right. So this is why I did that. Bitcoin went from $92,000. Let's pull up Coin 360. Bitcoin went from $92,000, right? If anybody in here does technical analysis, you will be very good at managing your risks here, right? Because you know exactly what's going on, right? So the reason why I have this over here, it's now valued at $94,000. That's not scaring me because I know exactly the patterns of it fluctuating from this to that or whatever the case may be, right? Yesterday was what, $95,548 or something like that, right? It was almost close to 96,000. Ethereum moves much slower than Bitcoin. Bitcoin moves at $1,000 rates. Ethereum moves at $100 rates, right? So I knew from not only watching the technical analysis video, but also learning Fibonacci's that Ethereum would scale up at least from when it was at $1,500, at least $200 price of appreciation. So when I asked, why did I swap my collateral from USDC stablecoin, which is pegged to the United States dollar, so it's not going to fluctuate, it's going to stay the same, right? Why did I swap it to Ethereum? Because I knew Ethereum would move at least $20, $40, $50, $60. So if I swap my collateral from a stable coin that does not move, and I swapped it to Ethereum that is moving up in a upward trend, what's going to happen now to my collateral price?
Oh,
Anybody?
you're gonna have more money to work with because if
There
the
we
collateral,
go.
yeah, I got you.
Yes. Yes. I'm going to have more money now than I supplied myself. So now, say if Ethereum goes to $2,000 and it's currently now at only $17.99, $1,800, right? That's 1,800, 1,900, right? 2,000. That's $200 more movement. That means I've now added $200 more to my collateral, which is doing what on my debt side for my asset to borrow. What's it doing here?
So it's clearing off that. Oh, hold on. I don't see that exactly, but I see what you're saying. It's like, okay,
Mhm.
if you have it, then it wipes off the debt. It allows more movement, more long. I guess a decrease in.
There, okay. You getting it,
I'm
you
on the
getting it.
cusp of it. I'm on the cusp of
You're
it.
on the cusp of it, and I like that. So basically what happens is, right? So my assets to borrow, this $570 is going to be worth $700. So right now I'm only able to borrow $570. That means if this goes up $200, I'm going to now be able to borrow $200 more dollars. That's free money. I didn't put $200 over there. I didn't put $70 over there. All I did was swap my collateral to a asset that's appreciating in price value for the time being, right? Because when I know that it's going to go probably a little bit more down, I'm going to swap it back over to the stable coin. But for right now, I'm going to leave it there because I know price appreciation. So now I have more money to work with as far as borrowing capabilities. I'm making money for free, people. I'm getting money for free based off of what I supplied myself. Yes. Yes. And you can come over here and create the life insurance policies. You can come over here and do your own IRAs. It's literally in the financial product 𝘭𝑕 is offering the public. It's just crazy. This is the new technology that they don't even want you to know about. You know why? The institutions are coming over here real quick and they're not saying anything because they know that these products exist. They know that they can do these things. And what they're going to do is, to the people that are unfamiliar, they're going to come over here. They're going to replicate the same damn thing. And guess what they're going to do? They're going to tell you, come on over here to JP Morgan. We got a DeFi, we got a blockchain product that allow you to borrow from us. Who's gonna do that? Not me. I ain't gonna go over there and borrow nothing from you. I'm going to establish different credit lines, or AKA loans, on my own so that I don't have to go outside. Now, here's the thing right here. I'm gonna give you some sauce. If y'all are in the credit game, if y'all in that type of an industry, and you're borrowing other people's money, and you getting 50,000, you getting 100,000 based off your business credit, and you come over here and you establish your own loan with them other people's loan, right? And you take it, and then you borrow against those assets, and then you not only swap your debt, not swap your collateral to an appreciating asset when the time occurs. You can also do the same damn thing on the borrowing side. Somebody tell me, how can I discharge my debt without paying it back? It's literally the opposite of what I did here, except I'm literally doing the same thing here. But the opposite. I'm doing this on price appreciation. What you think I'm gonna do over here? Anybody? Y'all still here?
I'm here. I'm trying to figure it out myself because this is really why I came to the class. I was like, I need to learn more about the DeFi side. So you saying that you can borrow from the network, but then you can also lend it out to the network as well. And then I guess that's how you get here.
So no, that's not what I'm saying. But
Oh, my bad.
I see where you coming from, right? Okay, so on my supply side, which is here, my supplies, I'm going to swap my stable coin to an appreciating asset to gain more value in what I supply. I have more money to now borrow. Here, I'm going to take my whatever I borrowed $3,500 and $33,549.44, right? I borrowed 86% of my supply. If I know, because I know technicals and I'm looking at the chart and I'm a trader outside of this, right? Okay, let's go back to coin 360. Let's just say this was on a downtrend. Ethereum was on a downtrend, right? What do you think I'm finna do here? I'm going to switch my stable coin. I like to do it in half and half. So I'll probably I'll probably swap $1,500 to ETH. I'm not going to do all my collateral. I'm going to do some of my collateral. I'm still going to stabilize just to ensure that I'm going to do the first half first and then the second half later. But anyway, I'm going to switch this stable coin. Boom. So I'm gonna put $1,500 and I'm going to do what? Boom, right? The reason why I'm going to do this is because the market is on a downtrend. So what happens if I have $1,500 worth of ETH right now and Ethereum is $1,800 and it goes to $1,600? No, not buy the dip. Discharge the debts. Are you guys following me?
Okay. So what you're saying is that because the switch of collateral and that collateral has gone down in value, it's kind of like wiping it off, if you will, or you.
Yes.
Okay.
Got
So
it. I get it.
yes. So my $1,500 is valued right now with Ethereum at $1,800. Tomorrow, Ethereum might be $1,500. Now my borrowing, right, is at $1,300. I've just discharged $200 worth of debt and I didn't pay a damn thing back.
Wow. So it's like you're
Wow.
cycling, like if you're cycling properly, you're able to profit even off of the downtrend.
So do
Ah,
you see the power and the technology that they not talking about? The only thing you see in the news is no, I'm not being funny, but this is what they do. They tell you to buy the dip, right? They tell you Bitcoin, 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 right? They tell you, hey, the prices are crazy. It's going to crash and it's a scam and all of this shit. I don't care about anything outside of the technology itself. Aave is an actual crypto asset valued right now probably for $150. The all-time high of Aave, I believe, I could be wrong. Let me not be wrong because I want to be right. But let's do this. I think it's probably $600 or something like that. So this banking token, right? Let's go to Aave. And I do hold Aave as a long-term asset because of its technology. So when you seen me in the beginning of this video say it's important to find out what the project is offering the people, that is why. because there is no other time that they're creating this type of technology besides now. And these are going to be priced at an even higher price point 10 years, 15 years from now. And you're going to be sitting back wondering, the hell was I doing? Like, I didn't know about this because I never went on 𝘊𝘶, my financial opportunity aggregator, and looked at this. It's just crazy, right? So here he is, all-time high. Yeah, $661.69. So you mean to tell me this powerful technologies is undervalued at $150? I'm able to lend and borrow against my own stuff without a middleman. I'm able to discharge my debt without paying it back with physical money, and I'm able to gain more money off of my supply. There's no better place in the blockchain. There's no better place than to be actively operating in the blockchain. So when I hear Coach Millie say she has grants and stuff, I don't know the contract or the consistency behind what you have to do with the grant money, or if you work with credit and stuff like that. But this is a perfect application to hold, to supply, to borrow, and then disperse out. Because guess what you can do, Coach Millie? You can then have that money after it's discharged. So it's like you paid everybody that was a host, a facilitator. You paid for the project, you paid for the services, baby, right? And then you still whatever they gave me 30,000. Damn, I just discharged $20,000 worth of that debt. That's $20,000 for Coach Millie. Do we understand this concept? Jimbo, you still here? Okay, cool. All right. So again, if you want to book me for this type of a thing, one-on-one type of a spiel, just email me. Again, I'm going to put my email down. It's artistgemini@proton.me. I'm not done with you guys yet. I still need to go over a couple of different things because I'm teaching you guys the self-banking system. So you always want to come up before you buy a crypto asset, before you do anything, you need to come over here and you need to borrow against your assets. And then you need to do what you need to do. So when I want to repay myself, all I got to do is click repay. How much do I want to repay? Of course, I need to swap over my funds over in my wallet to USDC because I have my borrowing asset in USDC, whatever. I'll pay that back, right? And it says you can use your collateral, but I don't recommend it. But if it's a necessary thing that you need to do, then that's what you need to do, okay? But anyway, you can pay it with your wallet balance or you can do it with your collateral. Again, so say if you swapped your asset to an appreciating asset of Ethereum and you gain more money than you actually supplied, you can then repay your borrowing debt with that too. So that's 3 strategies I just gave to you to use no money from your wallet to pay back the debt from yourself. So you literally are doing a loop-de-loop. This is called the loop-de-loop. Insta is even more advanced because they got leverage max mining and things of this nature, right? They got different lending protocols that you can actually utilize. This is just Aave. We haven't even went over all the different ones that you can use. So utilize this as a strategy. I'm gonna use Aave on base for my bills. So whenever you pay your bills, you come over here, you put it here, you borrow against it, you pay your bill. You discharge that debt. You can pay your bill again next month with no money. You understand what I'm saying? Not saying that you're gonna discharge that whole $1,000, but you might got a little $300, a little $50 you can borrow from. You feel me? You can pay a Wi-Fi bill or something. That's the reason why you need to be over here doing this. Not because the artist Gemini said it, only because it's going to be useful for your family. All right. Anyway, let's move forward. So again, one-on-ones for this class. Now let's go to liquidity providing, guys. Let's go through. Sorry. Why did I just do that? because I know my slide is over here. Anyway, let's go to liquidity providing. I'm going to swap back my computer now. So let me do, because I just wanted to show you guys that over there, but let me just see. I probably just need to do this first. So this is called liquidity providing. If you go to DeFi.Crystal app, this is another way that you can earn money. This is kind of an easy way you can earn money. Who has done liquidity providing in here? Who has done liquidity providing? Anybody? Okay. Alex said he has not. Jimbo, what about you? Yesenia, Jamie. All right, cool. I just wanted to make sure I wasn't going over some things that y'all already know what to do with. All right, so listen. I like this place because, okay, I see Reeves said he hasn't. All right. I like this DeFi. Now they have a bunch of liquidity providing protocols that you can use, Beefy Finance and stuff of this nature, or what is it called? Not Arbitrum. Base. It's on the Base network. Is it Arbitrum? I think Arbitrum allows you to do liquidity providing over there as well. I just gotta find the different ones, but this is the main one that I use. So you guys write this down, take this down. So you can create a vault over here. Here's the different strategies. They got hot pools. They got your leaderboard. They got your profile. They got the docs. What did I say? Before you enter any protocol, what do you need to do? Don't come over here because I told you to come over here and you just get lost in the sauce and you skipped the documents. The documents are going to show you exactly how to operate this system verbatim, step by step. Getting started right here is going to show you exactly what you need to know. Common knowledge, want to build your own strategies, things of this nature, right? Products is going to show you the product, Telegram bot, the smart contracts, the security, because you always want to make sure that you're being secured on whatever website that you're on. Here's their Twitter, their Discord. You want to follow them on things like this to see if they're actively, participating in what they got going on themselves, okay? I don't want to go over this with you guys, but if you want a one-on-one, again, this is an entirely different class, but I'm going to cram it in here because I know you guys were waiting for this type of stuff, okay? This is a liquidity farming agent, all right? So Crystal, with the decentralized multi-chain, what does multi-chain mean? They use various different blockchains, okay? Various different blockchains. Before we, Coach Millie, I don't know if there's a way where we can capture everybody's proton mail or email before we exit out, because I don't want to lose their information unless this is being recorded in full. All right.
No, it's being recorded. You can let me know what you're comfortable sharing afterwards, whether that's just like your info so that they can follow up or if they can see the recording. But they can drop their emails in the chat and I'll kind of just collect all of them and send them to you.
All right, thank you.
Yeah.
So that enables users to earn yield by providing liquidity across DEXs. Anybody know what a DEX is? A decentralized what? Because I know I got some DeFi teachers up in here.
Is that a decentralized exchange?
Pretty much. Pretty much. All right. So when we're talking about that, we're saying this is not centralized. So there's no middleman. We don't have to ask somebody, can we do this? Can we do that? We just get over here and we get down to business and that's it and that's all. Okay. Basically, that's just what it is. Leveraging AI agents. So this is pretty cool because now they're integrating the AI on the blockchain and helping us automate our product services. Because again, this is another product financial service that can be used. Jalea, can you close the front door? All I hear is jingle bell, jingle bell. Crystal continuously scans for the highest yields. Does in-depth analysis of liquidity flow and farming performance and automates the entire process through optimized strategies and vaults. This ensures users maximize their farming rewards with a seamless, secure experience, okay? So then it says, get started. And I want you guys to go through this on your own so you exactly know what you're doing. I want to go back here. All right. Now, They do have a leadership board. The leadership board lets you get points. These points may possibly become like an airdrop or something like that. And so you always want to come over here and you want to make sure that you're checking in every day once you do connect your wallet over here. You don't need an email address. You don't need anything. All you need is your wallet. Your wallet really serves as the identifier to transact on various different protocols. Okay, you guys? So I did just want you to know that. Where we go? Here we are, the point system. So this is how many points I have earned based on my transactions. I have 95 transactions over here. And it says how to participate. They'll show you how to participate. Here's my referral link. If you want that, I'll send that also to Coach Millie. If you want the Crystal referral link, I have not forgot about the Simple Swap referral link because you do earn cash back on that exchange, okay? All you want to do is check in. So since I'm checking in today, I'm going to go ahead and put check in. Boom. Now my points will be updated before we know it. I am number 1525 on the ranking list. Now let's go back. Now over here, you have liquidity and then you have a pool. Fall off the base is on. No, I don't want to do that right now. Thank you. All right. You have liquidity and then you have a pool. Somebody tell me what's the difference. Anybody? I'm doing so many things. Somebody? We kind of all new to this. So a liquidity pool is a collection of cryptocurrency tokens or assets locked in a smart contract, serving as the foundation for decentralized trading, lending, and other financial services in the DeFi ecosystem. Now, these pools replace traditional order books by allowing users to directly trade with the pool, eliminating the need for traditional intermediaries. So do we get that? So instead of me asking my brokerage company, can I utilize my money to earn money off of, so interest off of and or dividends or residuals, whatever, I can come over here and utilize these liquidity pools. Participants in the liquidity pools deposit funds, ensuring that the continued availability of assets for trading are there. So we are the people, if I want to join a liquidity pool, right? We're the people that's going to come in and we're going to say, hey, I want to give up $100 of my worth of my money to ensure that your project, right, has enough funds to cover people when they're trading. Let me get a yay or nay in the chat to make sure I'm not losing nobody. Oh, he said no idea. Oh, all right. No problem. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm on my regular computer now. This is like literally the computer that I use for everything. I just want to go to the slide that we're on. Give me a second. Okay, here we go. So yield farming is like planting a tree, right? That gives you fruit, aka those profits over time. Yeah. Come on, let's go back. All right. You put your crypto in a platform and it grows into more crypto. You lend your crypto into a DeFi protocol and receive interest, more crypto as a reward, like earning rent on a property you own. Now, this is risky. So this is for my people who are in an intermediate space to where you can handle utilizing places like this. Okay? Utilizing places like this. Because here's what happens. We get paid trading fees. Again, we get paid trading fees based off the blockchain that you chose and what network that you chose to provide liquidity on. So if you go to the DEX screener, right, and you're looking on base, and you have supplied on base 2 crypto assets, let's say Brett and virtuals. And that's your liquidity pool tokens. I would go to a DEX screener where you can look at the order books and you can look at the volume of how many people are trading those cryptocurrency assets, because that's going to tell you how much trading fees you're going to be earning. Okay, I'm applying I applied $1 million worth of Brett and virtuals, and I did 50-50 or I did 60-70. Shoot, Brett's volume is at 10 million. That means I'm going to be eating tonight. I'm going to be eating for a week. If Brett's doing 30,000 or something like that, I'm not really going to be getting paid out like that because the volume is not there on those ordering books. Are we following along with this? So here's the different strategies, okay? I think I'm already logged in. That's cool. All right. I will go to strategies. And they kind of updated this. So here's the different strategies. They have the best APR. They have automated, meaning it's automated. They have high cap, meaning high market cap. And then they have stable coins. What's the best low risk to reward liquidity pool you can get into right now? What's the best low risk reward liquidity pool you can earn trading fees on right now? Anybody in the chat?
The USDC?
USDC and what else?
Ooh, probably DAI or ETH.
Nope.
Okay.
You there. It's USDC. It's stablecoin to stablecoin. It's stablecoin to stablecoin. You know why? Because it's a stablecoin. It's not going to do any type of fluctuation. There's no risk there. All there is you getting paid. All there is with the liquidity pool, even with yield farming, if you find a stable coin, two stable coins, your risk to reward is very high because you're not risking doing this with a meme coin. You're not risking doing this with altcoins, right? Because those fluctuate so much, especially meme coin. Now, don't get me wrong now. I'm a little advanced, so I done put my money over here. I done flipped me some bread and some whatever it is that they had the best APRs. Matter of fact, let's go look at the best APRs. I done did this, and I've made pretty good money doing it. Where in your God's green earth do you see somebody's APR within 7 days at a 6,693.16%? I'm away. And that's web to base. And I'm sure this is the meme coin. Base is for everybody. That's probably a meme coin on base, right? But then you have to look at the dashboard. You just can't come over here and be excited about the APRs that you're going to be possibly getting. You then have to look at the total value of these are everybody. This is actual active traders, not traders, liquidity providers who's providing liquidity on this protocol right now. This is how much they put in. This is how much fees that pool has generated. And this is their profit to loss ratio. This is their APRs right here. And this is the price range of where they are currently providing liquidity for the order books for traders. Am I losing you? Does everybody understand that? That's basic concept. Okay? That's a basic concept. Now, go down a little bit more. Now let's kind of look at the people who actually make the money. This right here. This right here. Now, again, this is how much they put in. They put in $209,322. These are the fees that that the actual liquidity pool tokens generated. $27,343. This is his profit and loss in one day. 190, $838 at an APR within 7 days at $2,998. I mean, not dollars, percent and 94%. 2,998.94%. And this is his range. This is his range. Here's the current price. The current price is, wow. It's like 9 decimals after a penny. This ain't even the high. This ain't even a dollar cap. This token is not even worth $1. But he's able to gain trading fees based off the volume, off the order books, in one day based off of how much liquidity he's providing to those people. This person, $4,000 with Aura and USDC. Those are the 2 liquidity pool tokens. Fees generated $5,849. They earned $2,943, and they've been in this pool for 21 days at a 2,437.02%. 21 days, they've earned almost $3,000 off of doing nothing but supplying some liquidity on a protocol. This is money you make while you're sleeping. Does anybody got any questions? If y'all don't think this is amazing, I don't know. I think y'all in the wrong class. But let's continue on. So you can utilize this based off of the best APR, automated, so on and so forth. Also, look at the total volume locked over here at all times. If this number is low in the 30,000s, 10,000, it's not even worth you putting your money over here. The total volume locked is $12.7 million over here. Fees generated is $15.8 million. Only 178 from the vault, and with these strategies, it was 15.8. Volume is doing $666.5 million, 5 million in volume. In volume. You cannot make this stuff up. This is a public blockchain where this is transparent, people. Nothing over here is a scam. The only scam is the person looking at it who does not understand the technology. That's the only scam, is that person. Okay? All right. Again, this is risk. This is risky when you're doing the best APRs and you're willing to lose some of your capital. When you're doing it with meme coins or altcoins, okay? We're going to get that established. Don't think you're going to come over here and provide liquidity and that the value of those liquidity pool tokens that you have pulled together to provide for the people who are trading is not going to go down in value. We see Bitcoin go from $92,000 to $96,000 within 2 to 3 days. So if you think your little low cap tokens is not going to do fluctuations, you're lying to yourself. So I always encourage people, if you're not doing stablecoin to stablecoin pools, you better get in a liquidity pool token when that token is okay, for the people who do technical analysis, when you see the token has reached its previous low, that's when you want to get in. Now, if it doesn't close on that daily above that previous low, that means it's probably going to go down a little bit lower, just depending on the technical analysis based on that crypto asset, not based on what I said. So do your due diligence when it comes to charting these tokens on your own. Don't come over here doing this unless it's stable to stable. Don't come over here and put your money if you don't know what you're doing or what you're looking at, okay? But anyway, let's get back to it. All right. So what was I saying before that? See, I just be getting talking and then getting talking and getting me in trouble. But anyway, you can search the tokens up by pairs as well. You come here and you can do this. You can check all the platforms that you actually want to provide liquidity to. So they're utilizing Uniswap v3, they're utilizing Pancake v3, they're utilizing SushiSwap v3, and Aerodrome concentrated. I love me some Aerodrome concentrated when I was using another platform. That made me a lot of money because it's a concentrated liquidity, meaning they are taking the most sells and buys in a specific area and basically paying you out from that. Okay. Now, over here is where you'll find all the networks. So again, all these networks utilize all of these platforms that do staking, that do liquidity pooling and yield farming. You're going to find the networks that you want to be on via your wallet here. You can do a filter set. So you can look up this stuff by feed generations, total volumes, APRs, ages, automations, and all that type of stuff. Okay. So just remember that. Now, if you go here, it says go to pool detail. If you want to, here's a good thing about this platform. You know how people do copy trading? You can do copy liquidity pooling over here. So you can literally copy this strategy. It's going to show you the window. It's going to ask you, however much you got in your wallet is however much you're going to put right here. You can then create your own strategy, not your own strategy, correction. You can copy that person's strategy if they've been making money. That's what I like about this platform. You can copy their strategy. All right. So here's their strategy. Now, would I copy this strategy? Probably not, because it's not really doing too much for me anyway. Sucks. Look at it. Total value, initial liquidity. They're only up $15, $20 in 5 days. Like, that's not unclaimed fees, $8. That's not nothing that I want to copy trade on. Why would I want to copy trade that? For what? It's horrible. Okay? So let's get up out of here. And that's strategy, blah, blah, blah. Now, a strategy that I would want to copy, and look, it just went up $2,000. The time we just got on here to time now, it went up $2,000. Now, this is something that I might want to copy the strategy. So let's go on and let's see what's copy the strategy. All right, open me up. Zap me in. That's what it's called. It's called zap me in. Okay, so they're still in range. I'm going to go over that. This is probably going to be the last thing that I do for you guys because this can get very long and lengthy, but I want to make sure I give you at least ways to earn passive income and to make money and to completely do self-banking. All right, the current liquidity is $208,772, unclaimed fees. He got $1,600 just sitting over here like it ain't nothing. I'm taking that and I'm throwing that where? On Aave. Yeah. Fees generated, $27,000. He or she has only been in here 1 day, which is crazy. That's crazy work. All right. And here's his 2 liquidity pool tokens. So he has 87,000 worth of WEF and he has 121,000 worth of Moose. So what ratio is that? Somebody give me the fraction for that or the ratio. For 87 to 120,000. Go ahead and put it in the chat so you can see if you want to. I'm just saying. Because I need y'all to give me some notes. We finna do some things. Because I want to show you something. Again. So what's the percentages? How much percent does he have in WEF and how much percent does he have in Moose? He got 120,000 in Moose and he got 87,000 in WEF, and his overall upfront but deposit is $209,000. This is where you have to be good at doing numbers.
Is that 725%?
No, so maybe I'm saying it wrong. So I want to know what percent each token is. So when you're doing let me go up here so you won't be. I don't want to confuse anybody. I'm sorry. Hold on. Look, you got unclaimed fees of $7,844. I mean, of claim fees in 17. Let's keep scrolling because that's just crazy work. Okay, let me go back because I'm finna show y'all. I'm gonna show y'all what I'm talking about because I don't want to confuse y'all. Okay, so what I'm gonna do here is you see this balancer, this range. We're gonna do this in real time. So in order for, if you want to copy trade this, you can copy it. It'll automatically do it for you with however much money that you want to upfront put and deposit on here. You don't have to, like on old ones, like on Camelot. I used to have to take I used to literally have to deposit one token and then deposit the other token and then liquidity pool those tokens together and then deploy that into the liquidity pool protocol. But now they've made these automated services where you can put in $500 worth of USDC, but you chose to do this _𝘁𝘀. That AI is going to automatically, based on your range, liquidity, tie in both tokens together and deploy that on chain for you. So you no longer have to do that. Hopefully that makes sense. So let's go to the pool details. Now the pool details give you some sauce. Pool details will give you the meat and potatoes, the hey and the hi and the goodbyes. Okay. So look. Wow. Okay. All right. So this is the total volume lock for these pool tokens. These are how many fees have been generated within 24 hours. This is how many fees. Let's go up. This is the volume for 24 hours. These are the fees for 24 hours, and these are the two liquidity pool tokens. Correction. Sorry. Now, this is where I was asking you guys to do the percentages. So you can swap it to percentages here, right? So here's my minimum price, and here's my maximum price. Now you're going to choose whether you want Moose to be your minimum price or Web to be your minimum price. So you have minimum here, and that depends on if you want to do narrow range. Now let's break this down right here, right now. Narrow range is for my experienced people who know how to manage their risk. Again, narrow range is for people who know how to manage their risk. Wide range is for people who want to make money while out at work. Full range is for people who want to make money while they're sleeping and they don't never want to look at it because there's really no range to be in. Right? You're not going to be out of range or you're not going to be in range. You literally probably just going to be in range the whole time because it's literally the full range of the spectrum of the price of those tokens. Okay? So again, here we are. I wouldn't do full range because this is not me personally. So you see how the minimum price is 29.9% and then the maximum price is 29.9% and then my current value current price is 0.02568 wet per moose. These are numbers that are very important. What I've learned with liquidity pool tokens are, again, I suggest you do stable to stable when you're starting out. It's not going to be the highest APRs. If you are an experienced person and you know, so say you always trade Brett and that's just your mean point that you always trade. I trade that and liquidity pool token that because you know the chart, you know the pattern, you know the history. But if not, stick to stable to stable. But if you want to take a leap of faith and you just want to get buck wild one day and you just feeling froggy and you just want to do what you want to do to make you some money, right? You need to know your percentages because this is important. If you do half 30 and 30, guess what's going to happen? So Moose is the low cap token. Ethereum is the high cap token. So what's going to happen is they're going to give you more of the low cap token and less of the high cap token. If you get out of range, if this thingy right here is over here somewhere, out of range, you're going to know you're out of range. It's going to tell you you're out of range. But if you're out of range, guess what's going to start happening? They're now going to be taking your maximum of your moves, and they're going to start transferring that and exchanging that for 𝘏. For 𝘏. They're going to now be automatically giving you more 𝘏. Giving you more 𝘏. Why? Because they're trying to balance out the ratio, because these two assets are not correlated, meaning you're going to be losing more capital because it's not two correlated assets. They do not trade the same. Okay? They do not trade the same. All right? So that's a very important tip. So my recommendation is to do one, at least, I don't know why I just did that. Sorry. I'm going to do one higher than the other. So this one could be 40 and this one can be 60. So now you have a 40-60 range. So you're not already balanced out when you start. You have room to get to balance each other out because you're not correlated. I know this is probably, y'all probably like, what in the hell? Like, I don't know what the hell she's talking about at this point. But the more you do this, the better you'll have an understanding. The best teacher is application, applicability. You're not going to know what you're doing until you get over here and do it. I can show you all day and all night, but if you're not going to do it, you're just going to keep asking me, well, what is this and what is that? Because you're not doing it. Okay. But anyway, let's keep going. All right. So I want to, so say I want to narrow range, that it's going to calculate for me. And look, automation tools, auto rebalance at minimum price, auto rebalance at maximum price. So if you are the type of person who wants to make money in your sleep, put on the auto rebalance. So basically it puts you back in range, because if you're out of range, right? If I started with $10,000, right? I had 40 and 60%. I have USDC and then I have 𝘏. I started with $10,000. And that $10,000 is now at $8,000. I now have more 𝘏 than I do USDC, because USDC is my stable coin. And 𝘏 is the one that's not correlated to that stable coin. So now I'm getting more 𝘏, right? If I'm out of range at 8,000 and something dollars and you rebalance, guess what you've just done? You have locked in that impermanent loss. You're not going to get that money back. If you stay out of range and you wait for the price of your token that has depreciated to get back to where it was, either it went higher and you're out of range because it's higher, so that's a great thing. But if it went lower than your entry level price, that's not a good thing. And then if you rebalance, you're locking in that impermanent loss. Do we know what impermanent loss means? Anybody? Before I look it up?
Meaning that I guess you can't get it back.
Right. So they do have temporary impermanent loss as well. So when I say impermanent loss, this is the one, if you rebalance and you have lost capital, you're locking in that loss. So impermanent loss is a risk that occurs when participating in DeFi liquidity pools where the value of your allocated asset changes from the time you allocated them. Again, that's what I just said, right? Now, this loss is termed impermanent because it can be mitigated if the token price returns to its original value. Do y'all get that? So I got in 𝘏 when it was 1,800. 𝘏 is now 1,400. If in one day 𝘏 get back to 1,500, I'm now back in range. I have no impermanent loss. I'm back at my original starting point at $10,000 or maybe $9,980. Do we get that? I don't want to lose anybody. because everything I'm saying is very important. It's the reason why I'm telling you guys this. So again, now, if you don't want to lock in permanent loss, take this off. Do not click on to make my rebalance. Do it manually. This is what me and my community do. We're out of range. You know what we do? We stay out of range until we know we're going to get back in range. That's why we don't fool with meme coins unless we know that meme coin. That's why we do stable to stable. That's why we do blue chip tokens like Ethereum versus USDC, because we pretty much have we have a lot of history on that token, right? We have a lot of history on that asset, excuse me, right? But I'll get this over. Okay, yeah. Replay this back if you need to. So I would rather do this with tokens that I know. I'm not gonna go to, first of all, I'm not going out of the country with a chick I just met 2 days ago. I don't know her. I don't know what she about. I don't know what she got going on. They probably try to beat me up and kill. I don't know nothing. You feel me? So I'm not gonna take her. I'm gonna take the girl I've been knowing for 7 years. I'm gonna take her on an out of the country trip with me. I'm not taking shorty I just met 2 days ago. So use that analogy when you're choosing your liquidity pools, okay? Now that we know if we auto rebalance, we're locking in permanent loss. If we stay out of range and allow that price to come back to us, we're not locking in permanent loss. Now, on the flip side, if you got into ETH when it was 1,800 and you had 10,000 in its USD to WEB, and you got in when it was 1,800 and now ETH is like $2,500. What now has happened to your initial deposit? Anybody?
So it's gone out of range, but I guess in this scenario, it's a good thing, right?
It's out of range, but it may be in range depending on where you are. But my 10,000 is now $12,000, or I mean, it might be $10,200. Why? Because my token that I captured in the liquidity pool contract has now increased in value. So now, on top of me making money every single day, daily, I have now accrued interest, right, off of my deposit, only because my assets have gone up in appreciating price. It's price action, people. If it's down, you lose money. If it's up, you get money. Same thing if you got your crypto assets in your wallet. Y'all can look at your crypto assets today. You might be 15,000. Okay, today is a good day. All right. Next thing you know, tomorrow you look at it, you like, dang, okay. I was just saying 15 the other day. That's what you do with your regular wallet. That's the same thing that happens when you're providing liquidity to a liquidity pool protocol. It's going to look like just like your wallet. It's going to look crazy. But you have to know the tokens that you chose are the tokens that you know is going back to that price. So you know what? I'm not worried about it. Why? Because guess what? I'm still making money every day when I'm in range. If you're out of range and you're waiting to come back to your price, just remember you're not making money being out of range, but you're not risking impermanent loss either, trying to auto rebalance because you want to make more money. That's how you cut your money down. That's not, you're working backwards. Don't work backwards. Work forward in everything that you do. Okay? So listen, now with me being in the narrow range, because I'm an experienced trader, I'm an experienced liquidity provider, right? If I put 10,000 here, I'm going to calculate, I want to see how much I'm going to make a day. Wow, I'm going to make $766 in one day off of me providing liquidity to the Moose and West traders. That's how much trading fees I'm going to get paid out. That's crazy. Now, mind you, they give you how much you're going to make monthly, and they give you how much you're going to make yearly. Look at the percentage of your APR, $2,297. All of this all of these prices fluctuate. You see how it just fluctuated literally while I'm talking? It's fluctuating again. It's going back. It's going forth. It's going back. It's going forth, right? You see it changing. And you see, this is also changing. I have $308 worth of moves, and they want me to have $692 worth of web. I'm at a 70% here and at a 30% there. That's a great range to be in. Why? Because I have more web. My capital is more in web than it is moves. Moose is not valuable like E. Moose does not trade like E. Right? So now say if you wanted a different range, let's see how much money you will make that day. I mean, with a wide range. Okay? Okay, 150. I'm going to take that. I'm going to take that. Why? Because look at how much room I have before I get out of range. I'm in 30% and 30% liquidity distribution. But they're going to allocate 42% towards moose and 57% towards wet. Okay? Does that make sense? Let me see. Anybody in the chat? Okay, nobody's talking. So that's $150 a day. Now, mind you, while you're in these pools, that 150 can turn to 50. That 150 can turn into 250. That 150 can turn into $101 because all of these assets are moving. People are trading. You're getting paid off the trading fees. You're not getting paid off of staking. This is not staking. This is earning trading fees based off order, book, price, action, sellers, and buyers. That's what you're getting paid off of. So when you come over here, make sure you're choosing the tokens that you know. Choose your homie before you choose the new kid on the block that you do not know nothing about. All right? So that's how we're going to play that game. Now let's go back. Let's go back. And I'm showing you how to navigate this protocol. So I hope you guys are paying attention. Okay? So let's go back to strategies because they can put me in hot pools. Look at these APRs. Your APRs are going to be extremely high. And look at these blue chip pools. That you're never going to get that at the bank. You will never see 82% on your savings account or even on an investment account. No, you're not going to see that unless it's like one of these new Bitcoin ETFs and this is for dividends or something. And you're still not getting 82% unless you're starting with large capital. No, you're not. Okay. Then you have your stable coin pool. You mean to tell me if I put DAI in USDC, I'm going to get 12.86% off of a stable coin? That's crazy. That's crazy, especially if you are working with a lot of capital. Now, if we're working with minimum capital, $100 or something like that, that's pennies on the dollars a day. But guess what? Dollar cost averaging comes in handy with stuff like this because you always want to have stable coins, just like you always want to have cash available. You always want to have stable coins available. Why? Because you want to utilize financial services that are non-risky. Okay? So again, let's come over here. Let's see what they got for us with this stable coin. Cool. Let's see. Let's add liquidity. And this is very easy again. They allow you. So say if you don't have DAI, you don't have to go get DAI. You don't have to go get, if you got ETH or something like that, and that's all you got in your wallet, they're going to convert your assets into whatever it is, pool tokens that you chose. They're going to convert that for you because that's the smart contract that they set up for their platform. You see, I'm going to show you. They're giving you different assets that you can utilize in order to put on here. So if I wanted to use my Aave base web and uses $3,000, but they're asking me for DAI in USDC. I don't have to have DAI in USDC. All I gotta have is DID. All I gotta have is my WEB. I don't need that because the smart contract is going to do that for me. I don't have to do none of that. So do we get that? I got Luna. All I got is Luna. That's all I'm gonna use is Luna. You get what I'm saying? So you can zap it in is the best way to do it. And if you don't have those assets and you want to get those assets, you are able to swap and bridge it, but you don't have to do that because again, the smart contract does it for you. Here's the range, stable range or full range, stable range or full range, whichever range you choose, that's what you're going to get paid from. Now, when you deploy this smart contract and it zaps you in, right? They do have fees. So always look at the fee that they charge you. Go look at their documentation. They tell you all the fees. Their fees are not high. They're pennies on the dollar, but they do have fees. Everything has fees. Exchanges has fees. Your wallet transactions, you have to have gas fees. So just know they still have to make their money on the back end, cost fee. All right? Boom. Here we go. That's how you do this. If you want a one-on-one with this, you have to book the one-on-one. My one-on-ones are not free, unfortunately. I'm sorry. I'm very busy. This makes me happy teaching things that I'm doing. And so, yes. Anyway, let's continue to go. All right, let me go back to my original post. Matter of fact, let me go back to Ave. Let's do that. Let's go back to the original Ave because now the next slide was about staking. I know everybody probably has staked before because it's literally the easiest thing that you can do when it comes to making money on chain. That's like the easiest thing that you can do is staking. Let me go to dashboard. No, that because they have staking. If I'm not mistaken. So the first thing is first, borrow from yourself. Second thing, if you want to make money off of low risk, do a stable coin liquidity pool. Third thing, before the stable coin liquidity pool, dollar cost average into your top blue chip and altcoin tokens. You always want to establish a portfolio in your long-term holds. After that, then you can do liquidity pools. And after liquidity pools, you can do yield farming, because I just literally showed you yield farming and liquidity pooling at the same damn time. That was the Crystal app, okay? And then you can do staking. Again, staking is a very like an OG on the blockchain when it comes to stuff like that. So yeah. I hope you enjoyed that part. Let me just, because I do want to finish at least by 11. I'm totally over my time. I apologize. I did not know it was going to take this long. You got stickers in my face. Why y'all just let me do that?
Yeah, loving this. This is
Okay.
it's not necessarily something that I know or have resonance. Well, I have resonance with it because obviously I've done staking, but to me it's like the next level of what I've been building on. So
Right.
I'm excited to go down the rabbit hole on my own. DYOR, you know? I'm
Yes,
excited.
absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I appreciate you, Alexander, because I know you do your work in this space too. I know you do your work in this space too. And I did want to show one of my fellow Discord members, Jimbo, especially how he can utilize, because he's on the blockchain too. But again, sometimes we just gotta be connected to the right people to get the right information. You know, we're just sharing information. Basically, that's all we're doing. Shout out to you, Reed. Shout out to you for participating on this live. I hope everybody takes this information and runs off in the sunset and comes tell me about what they done acquired. Please, again, it's not financial advice. I am not your financial advisor. Okay? Thank you so much. All right. So you can come over here and stake. You can use places like Uniswap, also PancakeSwap. There's, again, what do we use as our financial shopping mall to figure out where we can go to utilize these financial protocols? What was the platform, the aggregation platform? Anybody know? No?
Was it Aave?
No, it wasn't Aave. Aave is the borrowing and lending and staking. That's the one I'm on now. But the shopping mall
The question
for
again?
yes. Yes.
Simple Swap.
Not Simple Swap. Simple Swap is the exchange to buy and send crypto.
Oh yeah, Jim got it. Llama. DeFi Llama.
Yeah, Jimbo got it. DeFi Llama, exactly. DeFi Llama. So that's where you go to shop for your financial service products, just like this, okay? So matter of fact, when we pull that up, we go to DeFi. Y'all see all like everything on this computer literally is nothing but crypto. This is my crypto computer. I do nothing but crypto on here. I do not have anything outside of crypto on here. That's very important too. Do not commingle your working computer and your crypto computer, because that's how you might get hacked. And I need to go over that. So I'm trying to really get through this really quickly. I don't like rushing, but it's a phone. Anybody know what 𝘰𝘂𝘶𝘶 is? Anybody? And also they have staked assets that you can just outright and buy. You don't have to stake them. They're already pre-staked in the smart contract that was built out for these different assets. They're called blank staked. That means that you bought a staked asset that's staking itself, and you're going to earn rewards off that staked asset. Just to let you guys know that, if you didn't know. Oh, and mean finance, hopefully I remember. Mean finance is a dollar cost averaging platform that you don't have to think about, it automatically dollar cost averages for you. Where is it? I don't even think I'm saying it right. Let me put it. Mean dot finance. Okay, I don't have time to be looking for that. But anyway, I'm probably gonna put it in one of my documents for you guys, but it literally dollar cost averages for you, and you don't have to do it. So they have a bunch of like I said, financial services and stuff like that. But here's one is Jito liquid staking. And again, Aave has staking over here. I don't have anything staking, so it's not like you won't see something or whatever. If you want to view the token, you can go look at the Ether scan. That's not important right now. And this is a new token over here, which is the GHO. Well, not really new, but like new to some people who don't know of it. So you can get the GHO token. Staking APR is 3.91% to 8.37% at a 99% max slashing. I'm not staking over here. It's just not what I use. But over here, they have ABPTV2 staking APR at a 15.03%. Now, you look at staking as a high yield savings account, except you're getting you're getting better interest rates as far as gaining interest on your capital than any other banking account or financial institution will ever give you. So just remember that before you go to say, I want to put my money in a high yield savings account, and you be like, but you know what? On the blockchain, I can get 15%. I can get 8% instead of 0.01% or I think some of them starting to do like 4% now. And those are like fine tech companies. They're not like traditional banks. But I'm just saying you can get a better bang for your buck if you come over here and self-bank, and you don't have to even worry about possibly not being able to get your money out or something happens to that institution and you're not covered. Okay. You're not going to be covered. All right. So I just wanted to show you guys that. Again, I'm cramming. Let me go to one of my last slides on here, because really the borrowing and lending was a very big talking point for me, and the liquidity pool and yield farming was a very, very big talking point for me as well. And if you have never been on Alec Labs, They also have yield farming over here too. This is a layer 2 on the Bitcoin blockchain. I don't know if you guys know about Stacks, Arcadico, Alex Labs. They're all different networks on the on Stacks. On Stacks. Stacks is one of the layer 2, and then they have integrated different tokens based off that Stacks network. Okay. Token for currency token 8 and okay, so yeah, I know what we're talking about. That happened a long time. But here's the farming, and then they have also staking here. Now, again, do your own due diligence on stuff like this because I'm not a financial advisor. You need to do what you need to do. So you can stake their Lisa token, and you can stake their Alex token. So that's at a 6.11%. And again, remember, each platform has a blockchain. Each blockchain has a network, right? Those networks have different assets attached to different networks that were created based off the layer 1. It has created a layer 2. So you have to know that you have to get these assets first before you come to these protocols, okay? So you need the assets before you can actually transact on this protocol. So you'll need the Lisa token, and then you'll need the Alex token. They're going to give you liquid staking here for LI Alex, and then they're just going to give you manual staking here for regular Alex. And they actually give you the tincture block, and it says current liquid staking. I don't have any over here. It gives you the upcoming. It gives you the cycle. So it will tell you, okay, you got 3 days, 9 hours, and 18 minutes left. And then it'll give you whatever it is that you earned right here. I think that is very good. It's very, user friendly, stuff like that. Here's some yield farming, quote unquote, stake liquidity pool tokens to earn more rewards. So again, this is just another way to earn money off your capital. If it keeps loading like, oh, I was about to say, baby, I'm gonna clock out. But anyway, so you have stats to Alex, you have stacks to ABTC, you have Alex to LI Alex, and then it'll tell you exactly what you're going to be rewarded in. So the Alex token is what you're going to be rewarded in, plus the A Power token. The A Power token is to increase your access to the IDOs on the Alex Launchpad. So you'll have better access to that. So you'll be able to be a part of the IDOs and stuff like that. Okay. Anyway, so yeah. These are what you'll be earning. This is the fee rebate. This is the farm APR. That is a very high farm APR for that, 23.14%. Yeah, but 6.89 million is crazy. I have to drop off as well, but I hope you guys enjoyed this. Let me just wrap this up with my last slide as far as the scamming goes, because again, I have friends that lost 40,000, 50,000, 100,000, and I don't think anybody here wants to lose that type of money playing a dangerous game. Okay, it's playing a dangerous game. So I am in the world of now in the world of cybersecurity, so I'm able to talk about this a little bit more. How to avoid scams? Stay out of telegrams where people DMing you for no reason. They're scammers. Stay out of Discords. If it's not the moderator, if it's not the person that created that project or the managers, do not respond. Discord, Twitter, Telegram are the biggest places people are getting hacked because they're asking questions. Oh, something's not working in my wallet. Can somebody help me? And then somebody who's portraying to be one of their lead roles, right? And they have no correlation to that company. Be aware of clicking on spoof links sent to your emails. Check their Twitter account main page to see if they actually issue links, if they're sending out emails, if they're sending out forms. Do not click on any links that you don't know about. Make sure that you're vetting out these processes by following proper protocols, okay? Scams are likely tricksters trying to steal your lunch, your information, your data. All they need is your data, and they can wipe you out clean. Check the source. Check that your source is trustworthy before handing over anything valuable like your password. So say somebody in the Discord says, oh, I need your 12C password. to help you get into your account, that is somebody that wants to steal your data. Also, there's a new YouTube scam going on where you'll drop a video link and somebody in the chat will say, "Oh, I loved your content. It was so informative. I have a 12-word seed phrase. This is it right here. I got lemon, lime, chocolate, lime." They literally put a 12-word seed phrase in the chat, and a fool will go and copy that and put it into a wallet. And you know what happens? Now they access you through the portal because that's a scammer. They do things like that through malware, right? That's why you should have antiviruses on your computers, right? They do that through emails. They do this through phone calls, and that's called phishing. Phishing is through your emails and through links and through discords and through stuff like that, telegrams and stuff like that. So they're becoming very, savvy with this stuff. You don't want to get caught in the loop of something that is bound to happen to you. But I just wanted to leave you off and say thank you. I appreciate you guys' time. You know what I'm saying? You didn't have to attend this class, but you chose to attend this class. And of course, I'm always grateful and thankful for those who took out the time to, learn new information, because again, a lot of you guys probably already had some of this information, but you just needed just a little bit more push. My name is Artist Gemini. I am the Blockchain Bae. My YouTube is Blockchain Trust Fund Baby. That's where you can find all my free information as far as my videos and stuff like that. I am out of this mug. I appreciate you, Coach Millie, and everybody who participated in this. It's a 3-hour workshop. God bless and peace out.
Thank you so much. You guys drop in the chat how you felt about that training. It's one of those ones where you have to take notes, you have to go back and you have to do it by chapter and really give each thing that it's time, right? So I'm a big thing on, you've invested your time into this training. Don't let it go to waste in the sense that you didn't apply anything that you learned. Because then it would have been a waste of your time. It would have sounded nice, but it would have been a waste of your time. So really, really leverage the information that you heard. This is part one. So this is the best way to leverage what you heard. It is to follow the YouTube that you see on screen. It is to save this email. If you haven't already dropped your email to, I believe you wanted the emails, right? Drop your email.
Yes.
I collected them all in a document. And then she is gracious enough to share the recording with folks. So definitely I think it would be good before the next one, even if you have some time to review it before the next one, because I'm sure she'll build off of it for the next session, which is going to be on NFTs. If you are in Canada, so this is international, and I'm so grateful that even though it's a little bit earlier where you are, you still tapped on. It's 2:05 in Toronto. So for those that are here, we have Crypto Week coming up, and that is May 11th, I think things kick off. But if you are wanting to come down here, I will still post the schedule. And there's a couple places where you can access this information, from grants. I do a daily call every morning where we meditate and journal together. If you want to tap in that way, there's a couple different ways. So I have you guys' emails. I'll send you the information on those different things, and then you guys have your choice of how you'd like to integrate to the community. But community is a big thing. Thank you guys for coming on today and staying longer. I won't overcook the grits. Have a great day and see you next time. And we'll follow up with a recording and an email as well as some other relevant resources. Thank you again, Jem, for your time. And we'll see you next time. I don't know if y'all want to stay. I could play some music. Actually, no, I can't. No, I can't. But have a great day. Drop your email if you haven't already. Oh, yes, yes, yes. Also, too, if you have any referral links, I feel like this would be a great time to drop them. Um, because we just went through a crash course of doing your own research. So of course those things would apply with everything here. But definitely tap in, look to see the white papers, look to see what these projects are about. And yeah, if you want to integrate into your stack, by all means. Okay. I follow me on I am Coach Millie. We plan to do these types of workshops in future, maybe more specific to a kind of topic. There's other workshops that I do in relation to grant writing, funding, and those other types of things. AI. We recently just did one on ChatGPT and how to build bots. So definitely tap in via I am Coach Millie and see you got any. I'll just leave it open for like the next couple minutes if you guys want to drop your stuff. Feel free to unmute your mics, connect, share your own Instagrams. We'll follow you. Feel free to drop your LinkedIn if you're on LinkedIn. I'll drop my LinkedIn real quick. I'm about to drop an article, literally, and I wove some of what she was saying into that article. So to see the next article on Web3, let me go ahead and drop my LinkedIn here. Okay, I also dropped the WhatsApp chat where you can join the daily accountability calls. So we exercise on those calls, we visualize. So that looks like us literally picking a country that we might want to go to, might want to live in, and then we see what that looks like. Um, and we track that so that we can build momentum and have some part of the day that is for ourselves. Okay, perfect. That's the LinkedIn. And then the WhatsApp link. Let me go ahead and drop that too. All right. And then that's the WhatsApp link there. Let me go ahead and add you, Justinia. And then Alexander, I think I'm already, just because I think you responded to the flyer, I think I already have you on Instagram, but I'll add you. Justinia. See. Oh, I'm already following you. Oh, so pretty. Okay. All right, guys. So see you on May 3rd. Same place, same time.